This might be a little bit loud. I apologize.
Because Nick told me to.
Yeah.
Oh, hey!
Clucking the chowds.
Once! That's it. That's all we needed tonight was one cluck in the chowds. Does this look way too dark? Just hang on with me 1 second here while I, maybe I'll brighten it up a little bit. Pow! All right. Well, hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome and hello. Just beating up some dangleclacks. Some last-minute dangleclacks hanging around. Had to teach them a lesson, had to fight them. Punched him hard, maced one of them in the face with mace. Anyway, just fighting off some dangleclacks. But hello and welcome, you guys. Welcome and hello. Today is Thursday, which means it is Mother Truckin' Vlog Day. You found it. You're definitely in the right spot. Absolutely, Ben. Absolutely, Ghost Nymph. Absolutely, Tokugawa. Probably Trevor. We have no real way of knowing. I see you, JP Dooms. I see you, K-Man. What up? Oh, yeah. Oh, is there an echo? Yeah, that tracks. That tracks that there's an echo happening. Don't know how. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that. That was the last little dangleclack. Oya found the last little dangleclack and was like, hey, beat that guy up. I'm like, where is he? Well, punch him in the head. And gifting Oya. Oya's gifting subs like a lunatic. Like a straight up lunatic. Seriously, that's so baller. That's so baller. Appreciate you, Oya. What up, Willie Brown? What up, Hotspot Josh? What's up, Sir Denny? I see you there. I see you, Gunny. What up, Brett? What up, Compassionate Cucumbers? What up, Dirtle? What's up, Dragaron? Chilling, man. Listen, we're doing the vlog tonight. We got some stuff to talk about. I remember a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, I said like once a month, we're just going to have a chill vlog that's not all uppity and angry. And tonight is that vlog. That's just going to be a chill vlog. I ordered some CDs on eBay that I'm genuinely, legitimately super excited to open and talk about and share with you guys. It's going to be fun. We got a fun vlog tonight. Let me give you a real quick rundown as far as what's going on, what's coming up tonight. What's up? I got some opening announcements. We're going to drink a beer. We're going to talk about some things I've been vaping. We got no guys today. It's just all office guy today. I got no kitchen guy, which is weird. I got no living room couch guy, which is weird. That's less weird than the no kitchen guy. We got some Assignment Planet Globes. We got some Cracklegasms, I believe. I think we're going to do a few more Assignment Planet Globes tonight than Cracklegasms. We're going to do the coolest thing I saw this week. We got a retro vaping. We got some news. We got some mail. We got some maybe getting to know GrimmGreen. We definitely have a liquid. We definitely have Instagram bans. We're going to be talking tonight in the news about that new study that has come out that is making everybody lose their minds about the link to vaping and cancer. Have you read about this study that came out? Don't worry. No, you guys got nothing to worry about. We're going to talk about it. Gunny, Mother Truckin' Gunny gifting subs, bro. Gunny. Dude, that's so badass, Gunny. Hell yeah, dude. Taking us to the next level, Gunny. The next level. It's like it's like gifted subs. It makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy. Yeah, the study. Yeah, the study. Don't worry, new study. We're going to talk about it. But that's it. That's kind of the rundown. I did have some opening announcements at the beginning of the video here. Did you see that Vaping with Twisted 420 got his channel back? Vaping with Twisted 420 got his channel back. I just want to verify this. I don't think I actually verified that Vaping with Twisted 420 got his channel back, but he did. At least he said he did. I don't know if he's it's back. It's back, baby. Twisted 420 back in action. Look at him go. Vupu was canceled, banned, and I'm back. He's back. He got his channel back. I don't know what he's going to do with it. Hopefully he does something fun, cool with it. Maybe vape centric, but I don't know. You never know what people are going to do with their YouTube channels. But that's good. This is good news, Dell. Dell, yeah, you can type nerds here all you want. You won't get AI moderated. So I'm stoked. I'm happy for Vaping with Twisted 420. I'm glad he got his YouTube channel back. His channel was gone for like half a year. His channel was gone for like 6 months. Oh, I guess he's kind of branched out a little bit. Did a lighter video, did the best burger in Houston video. Did some other gas mask bong review. Watched some of that. Well, it's good to have him back, It's just, I'll take any good news that I can literally get at this moment. It truly, Gunny, Vaping with Twisted 420 has returned. For real. Returned. So I wanted to shout that out. Vaping with Twisted 420's channel back. I decided we are still making fun of Sleep Token. I laid off of Sleep Token for a while, but we're still going to make fun of Sleep Token because Sleep Token is bad. But alternatively, Due Process, incredible. Unbelievable. One of my favorite things in the whole world, Due Process is the idea that if the government accuses you of a crime, that there's a process where they have to prove that you did it. They don't get to just arrest you and disappear you off the street for no reason. You have to be given due process. Man, I love Due Process. I might like Due Process more than I dislike Sleep Token, which is kind of wild. 4-minute hold screen now. This is a dumb thing, but I have changed the 5-minute hold screen to a 4. Leave Sleep Token alone. I'll leave Sleep Token alone when they leave metal alone. That's the deal that I'll make with Sleep Token. I'll leave Sleep Token alone when they leave metal alone. 4-minute hold screen. This is a dumb thing, but the 5-minute hold screen is now a 4-minute hold screen. 7-minute abs. The 5-minute hold screen is now a 4-minute hold screen, and it's only because on YouTube, you know how when you go on YouTube, look, we're on YouTube right now. Let's go to my channel real quick. You know how when you're on YouTube, you can sometimes, where the hell am I? You know how when you're on YouTube and you mouse over a video, it'll give you like a little, it starts animating, right? That's cool. This shows you a little bit of video. This shows you a little bit of the video when you mouse over it, But when you mouse over a vlog, it just shows the intro. All of them show the intro. Every time I mouse over a vlog, it just shows the intro. The same spot of the intro over and over and over and over again. So I thought, I don't want that anymore. I'm going to shorten the 5-minute hold screen to 4 minutes. So next time when the vlog gets uploaded to YouTube, maybe when I mouse over it, it'll show the actual vlog like this chatting, a real snapshot of the vlog rather than just the intro. Yeah, I know. Big deal. Big changes are happening over here. Who knows what can come of this? Huge changes. Huge changes like a 4-minute intro. Actually, now if you hover your mouse over a video, it will play the whole thing as long as you don't move your cursor. That's not what mine was just doing. Mine only plays a little loop. Like if I mouse right here, it's just going to show the same little loop over and over again. See how it's just, I'm looping over and over again? Did you alert the media? Yeah, I was going to put out a press release as well about the 5-minute hold screen becoming a 4-minute hold screen, but, I wasn't sure what the, international, like global ramifications of an announcement like that would be. So I thought best just to keep that between us, Best just to best just to keep that between us. It's because the video is so long. No, it's not. I've done it. It's not because the video is so long. It's something that YouTube does. Let's go back to my channel real quick, because that wasn't a long video that I was giving you an example for. That was the VG video, or that was the Vape Less video that's 7 minutes long. So when I mouse over it, it picks a spot and then animates it in a little loop. And the same thing happens on the vlog. When I put this over the vlog, it animates just a loop of the intro. It's a loop. We can just sit here and watch this little loop of the intro happening over and over and over again. And it's because it's choosing essentially 6 minutes, like 5 minutes into the video, and animating that little part. And that's the part I'm trying to get rid of. Look, science needs to be done. Science needs to be done. And there's just no way around it. So I'm going to do some science. Maybe it's just a test. Maybe next week we'll have the full 5-minute hold screen, the full 5-minute hold screen. It depends on what page on YouTube you're on. Trust me when I say I've done a shit ton of research onto this. Trust me. It depends on what part of YouTube you're on. If you're on someone's video and you see the videos on the side, or you're on someone's channel, it will give you a video loop. But if you're on your For You page and you mouse over a video, it'll start playing the full video. It depends on where you are on YouTube, whether or not you get the full video or you get a loop. It's because YouTube sucks. Maybe your channel is a loop for you. Sure. Yeah, earn Occam's razor. That's the simplest solution. Maybe out of every YouTube channel that's ever existed, mine glitches out just for me. Okay. Maybe that could be. Maybe it's just my channel that loops just specifically for me. Anyway, see, here's the thing. Didn't even need to include that. No one would have even noticed that it was a 4-minute hold screen, and we certainly didn't need an explanation as to why it was a 4-minute hold screen. I guess the last opening announcement, Pam Bondi got fired. Yeah. She's done. So I guess no one's safe. YouTube singled me out specifically. Pam Bondi got specifically singled out there. Smell you later, Pam. Although the new guy kind of sucks even worse than Pam did. But Pam sucks. She's out. That's great. What good news. Vaping with Twisted 420 gets his channel back. Pam Bondi gets fired. Dude. Things are coming up Millhouse. Everything's coming up Millhouse. I think that's all the opening announcements that I had. Did I mention Sleep Token? Did I mention Sleep Token? Okay, I'm just going to put a little star so that reminds me at the end to also slightly trash Sleep Token. I think that's all the opening announcements I had. And what I'd like to do right now, since we're trying to move this vlog along and not be a 4-hour vlog tonight, beer? Does that sound good? Does everybody have a beer? You got a beer? You got one? Let's go. Yeah, well, this is what we're going to be drinking tonight. This comes from good old Prairie Artisan Ales. This is a Wild S's. This is again, I willingly purchased of my own volition a sour ale, which is such a rare thing for me. But here we are again with another, it says sour ale with fruit candy flavor. With fruit candy flavor. Fruit candy flavor. It's perfectly acceptable to put that on alcohol in 2026. You can go, well, yeah, you can just say that it's tasted like candy. You can just put candy. In fact, put the words candy on a can of beer. Put the words candy on there. Can this vape packaging be blue? No! It can't. That's too appealing to kids. It's too attractive to kids. But we can put candy on this. Yeah, this is exactly what I was expecting. Looks like apple juice, you know? Oh, Frank, you're at work again. Bruh, don't work too hard. Don't let the man get you down. You know what I say. Silk plump. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. That looks like a beer commercial. Drinking this out of a Winchester Tavern pint glass directly from the UK. I actually don't know anything about this beer, so let me find it just real quick on Beer Advocate. Prairie Artisan Ales Wild S's. Let's go. I don't know what the ABV of this is. I like this tiny little, you must be 21 to purchase this product in like the finest print ever printed on a can. Oh, 4.9. We're good. We're good. 4.9%. We're good. We're fine. We got nothing to worry about. Wild S's. No score. No score on Beer Advocate. This one person gave it a 4, but I'm not going to read that review until we taste it. So cheers, yous guys. Hope you got something delicious with you tonight. Vanilla cherry Dr. Pepper. Sounds good to me. Oh, yeah, God. That's so sour. That is so sour. Insanely sour. This is the weirdest thing I've ever drank, I think. It's insanely sour. Insane. Wild S's. Insane. And then it is suddenly liquid candy. It's like a Sour Patch Kid. It's like a Sour Patch Kid. You ever had a Sour Patch Kid? You throw them in your mouth and you go, oh, sour. And then it's immediately followed up by the sweetest fruit candy flavors you ever had. That's this. It's so obscenely sour at the beginning, and then it almost immediately settles into just like liquid candy, like drinking. Yeah, K-Man, fermented warheads. This is fermented warheads. Buys a sour, surprised by sour. Well, you know, it's like sour is one of those things that you can put on a product, and there's no defined sour levels. You know, it's not like you pick a can up and you go, oh, this is a sour level 8, man. Be careful. Oh, don't worry. This is only a sour level 2. It's like the term spicy. You know, it's like, well, this could be 8 trillion Scoville and it will melt a hole through my tongue, or this could be Tapatio. You know, the word spicy can mean a trillion different things. Sometimes I grab sours that are, you know, that are on the weak end of sour. Those are the sours that I like. This is a pungent sour. Sour, it's just so vague. You never know. It's like, is it going to be, you know, is it going to turn my face inside out, or is it just going to be chill? Liquid candy. It's liquid candy. This tastes like mixed berry crush if Deep Cuts made a beer of mixed berry crush. This would be the best pairing in the history of time. Unfortunately, I don't have mixed berry crush going in anything right now. I could do the root beer, but I don't think that's going to work. Cinnamon cream, no. Noms might work. Black cherry sour apple noms, that's going to work. That's going to work. All right, yeah, let's give it a shot. Don't be startled by the crackle of this. It's a little out of hand. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. This barely This barely tastes like I'm drinking any sort of alcohol, especially a beer. This tastes like a melted Slurpee. Tastes like a melted Slurpee. This is the lemon. This is the lemon. This isn't Noms. This is the lemon. I'm an idiot. This is the lemon. This is the lemon. This is the Sour House. Sour House lemon with sour wild S's. That was timed pretty well. That was timed to have those two together going at the same time. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't really love this Crackle. I liked it a lot at first, but it's I just don't like the way that it vapes. I'd rather have a better vaping vape than a shit ton of Crackle, you know? And I think you can have really good vapes with a shit ton of Crackle, but I think that vapes that do have a shit ton of Crackle sometimes aren't the best vapes. Yeah, dude. Silk Pump is an absolute G. Complete and total. Textbook definition. Silk Pump. Textbook definition. What is this? We got a hype chest? Let's go. I don't know exactly what that means. Pow. Choo choo. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Silk Pump. Complete and total G. I like crackling. I like a good crackle, but it has to vape well too, you know? And that vape's less good. It's still delicious, and I can't. This is a melted Slurpee. This is the sweetest. It's literally liquid candy. More liquid candy than last week. I could drink 1,000 of those. I could drink 2,000. I could drink 3,000 of those things. You know? I could be wrong, but you never really said on the fiddle that the flavor was outstanding. The flavor's good, but it's not, I don't know if this is the kind of vape that I really like for an RDL as a super crackle. If it could be my fault. I wicked that to get crackle, and I haven't used that. What is that? Zed cotton or whatever. What's it called? Zex? No, it's not that. Something weird ass cotton that I'm not super familiar with working with. And I think I have too much cotton in there. Like, legitimately, I think I have too much cotton. Too much cotton. It's just, it goes dry. You know, it stays wet for a toot, and then the very next toot is going to be a little dry. Maviton, there it is, Maviton. Maviton cotton. Mavex cotton. That's what I meant to say. Zed was not close to Maviton. That's okay. You don't have to make me feel good. I know I messed it up. Zed. Should I make a cotton called Zed? Direct competition to Maviton. All right. Well, look, now that we got a beer coursing through our veins, I'm going to talk about a few things that I've been vaping, but there's no other guys. It's just me, and it hasn't been a... Well, actually, let's go.
What I've been vaping.
Yeah. We're back here. No kitchen guy. He's on break. Kitchen guy's on a little bit of a sabbatical. He's on a little bit of a... he got furloughed is what happened, really. He got furloughed this week. Later activities. Yeah, he got furloughed. So it's just me. You saw this. This is my favorite Boro of all time. It's the Yek Dead Star. There's a steam shell on the inside. 6 milligram Sour House. I put a Gentleman's Crackle Channel coil and used the the Zed cotton to get super crackles. It's enjoyable. It's not as enjoyable. It's just weird. It just feels weird. I feel like I need to re-wick this. It's too much crackle. It's too much crackle, and I think it's like actually affecting the vape. It feels sometimes like there's not enough cotton going through the center of the coil. But look, that crackle is undeniably insane. Undeniably insane. This just got re-wicked. This has been getting heavy use. It's that mag, what is this? The Mag 18? I'll never remember this. I can now Steve-O's punching his desk right now going, I've told you 1,000 times. Got a red recoil on top, red squonk bottle, 3 milligram guava jelly. Dude. I think I especially am enjoying this squonk because this is like one of the one and only squonk bottles that I don't get squonk bottle flavor out of. M18 Curve. Steve-O for the win. Thank you. Big, smooth, swooshy ass vapings right there. This got set up as well. Yeah, it's the EDC. I can't remember the name of this mech mod. EDC. I reviewed it very recently. EDC with a new Anunnaki on top. I got the black beauty ring, stainless Anunnaki, black drip tip on top of the shiny chrome mech mod with bottom fire. Twisted Timmy's cinnamon cream is on the same. You literally said the same name yesterday. M18 Curve. Literally said the same name yesterday. Yeah. M18 Curve. Ampra 21. Thank you guys for having a better memory than me. More specifically, Steve-O for having a better memory than me. Ampra 21. This is a banging looking setup. Thank you, Marky Boy. I completely agree. And, I mean, it's kind of vaping like a champion. I might have over-dripped it a little bit. It's fine. You just vape through it. Anunnaki's been rocking. Those are Timmy's coils in a Timmy RDA with Timmy liquid. Just love that. It all comes together, coalesces like that. These have been my pocket pods recently for so many various reasons. It's the Oxva Slim Go, the G4 Mini. Amazing. They both have Mary in them, and I've been vaping the crap out of those. I guess kind of lastly, like I've been going hard on this Valerian tank because it's got Sullies on the inside, and I don't know, I just love a good sub-tank. It's hard not to love a really, really sick sub-tank. And so that's been getting vaped. I set up the stubby with the, what's in there. It's the Sarin RBA. You can't really see it. And it's got a one of the new pink compass tanks on the inside. Mouth to lung mode. Rockin'. Completely rockin'. I'm really glad that the Sarin has a good mouth to lung. That is a really good mouth to lung. Damn hell-ass good mouth to lung. But that's kind of it. That's what I've been vaping. I left some things out with Kitchen Guy, but those haven't really been getting vaped. Everything's just been getting vaped in here. It's coming to the point where we're going to have to start tearing a lot of more stuff down before we keep building more stuff up, It's just a thing. It's just a thing that happens. I love building stuff. I love doing setups, but I don't love cleaning them, and I don't love taking them down. But that's it. That's me. That's what I've been vaping. I always have a pod and a cloud chasey with me. No matter where I go in the house or in my life, I have a pod and a cloud chasey with me everywhere. Pod and cloud chasey, pod and cloud chasey, pod and cloud chasey. Sometimes it's, mouth to lung, rebuildable and cloud chasey, but I got to have one. I got to have the other. So that's me. Now let's check in with you guys, right? Let's do old school. Let's do some Assignment Planet Globes. Even louder, man. That's right. It's Assignment America, or as we call it over here, Assignment Planet Globe. Sometimes what I like to do just occasionally is go through my Yo-Yo server and go to the hand checks and, steal them for this segment. Some particularly like sick hand checks. And I can't start a particularly sick hand check without a particularly silky pump right there. That is JMW with a silver recoil. The anodized gray recoil on the blue hexome works. That works, pump. That works. I like the stainless on the... What is that? Oh, is that a clutch? Oh, did you put that on the clutch, bro? Did you put that on the clutch? Yeah. You love to see it. Got some FDH. Aliens are outside. You love to see it. Thank you, Silk Pump. Thank you, Silk Pump, for being part of my community and for taking part and posting this. I love that, and thank you. But wait, there's some more. Who's this guy? I mean, I don't even know who this person is. I can only assume that it's someone named probably Trevor, possibly Trevor. We have no way of truly knowing. Setup and singing might change the mod. It's on at home, but this is the perfect MTL. Dude, that is a sick looking setup. That is sick. The matte black Parsons with the matte black Dead Rabbit MTL RTA version 2. That is a sick setup. There's no way around it. Trevor, I don't know. Trevor, you can pull off the matte black everything. I don't know why I never go for the full matte black setup. I never go for that. Knight Rider MTL. Knight Rider MTL, Trevor. That's sick. Let's see. I got some more here. Is there a... we got Cody Taylor's Fruits of the Fiddle. We got Cody Taylor's Fruits of Ye Old Fiddle. Hell yeah, Cody Taylor. What, you got a Boro there? What, do you got an Alexa in there? What, do you got another Boro? You got a Saren in there in that stubby? What, do you got an Ascent with an Emperor on top? Hell yeah. Silver recoil on top of a Geek Vape Aegis something there. But that cotton candy drip tip like matches perfectly. Murdered out for the win. Sometimes murdered out for the win, but sometimes, I don't know, man, I just need color. I just need some pops of color on my vapes. I dress, with that ethos, murdered out, black shoes, black jeans, black shirt, black hoodie, black hat. That's all. I just all black all the time. But on my vapes, dude, you got to get matchy. Hell yeah, Cody Taylor. Looking good, Cody Taylor. Those are looking rad. But wait, what is this, Gunny? What is this, Gunny, man? Just working? Saren in the billet box? You got a Saren RBA inside your billet box? You got an old Rage with the Recoil 3 on top. I just picked this because I hadn't seen a Rage in so long. That's sick. That's sick, Gunny. Saren and a recoil on top of a Rage. I'd be interested to know if your Rage still squonks or if you're just using it as a dual battery device, because that would be sick. That Panda wrap is pretty dope. Look how happy Panda's. We need wholesome battery wraps. You know, we got too filthy there for a while. We just wanted boobs and butts everywhere. I think it's time for some pandas. You know? I think it's time for something a little more wholesome, maybe. We got oh yeah, look at this. Look at this distinguished gentleman. Look at a perfect Doug. Mr. A Perfect Doug rocking a Boro, not sure what's on the inside, rocking a Paramore, Dead Rabbit MTL RTA version 2 on top. I don't know what liquids these are, but I love this label because it looks, as I said, so distinguished. Yes, very distinguished. Yes. Perfect Doug vaping some distinguished e-liquids. Yes. Yes. Earn. Thank you, Perfect Doug. Thank you, Perfect Doug, for being part of my community and for sharing that in the Discord server. That makes me stoked. All right. I guess this is the last real Assignment Planet Globe. What is that? Is that Breeze Tones? Is that Steez Brones? What are you doing? Watching the fiddle? Fiddle check. What's with the rubber band on the Sharpie? That's a question I have. Also, yeah, that RTA though. That RTA though, Breeze Tones. That RTA. Oh, what's up to Peru, Cyclops? What's up to Peru? Happy to see ya. Yoinked. Yep, yoinked it straight off of the Discord. You don't even have a choice. Yoink. That RTA, though. You know, that RTA, though. If you're talking about that RTA, yeah, I'm a little jelly of it. And I think that's all we had for Assignment Planet Globes, courtesy of the Yo-Yo Cool Kids. Thank you, guys. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. But we've got more. We've got some crackles. We got 3 crackles here, I think, as well. At least 2 crackles. Trayton? Did we do Traytons? I don't think we did Traytons. Hang on. Did we do this one last week? I don't think we heard from Trayton. Did we hear from Trayton? I don't think we heard from Trayton. Maybe we heard from Trayton. Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to. Forget you ever saw the rubber band. Okay. Dethroned. Listen, I won't ask about the rubber band on Sharpies. I don't know if we heard this. I don't know if we heard from Trayton, but we're going to hear from Trayton. See, that sounds like it vapes good. That sounds like it vapes good. I've never heard so much hype around an RTA than I have around that NFGTA. Is that the NFGTA? Is that the one? Is that the one that Adam had in his shot? Right, Trevor? I think this is a good... That's a mouth-to-lung RDA crackle. And the vapors just jettison out those airflow holes. But Trayton had another one, too. Trayton had RDA. Yeah. You know what happens with the RDA crackle, Trayton, is it just gets crunchy. It's crunchy. It's crunchy. That's a crunchy crackle. That's what you get in RDAs, though, I think. I like your first crackle better, Trayton. Yeah. Yeah. It's giving head of lettuce. This one is. Crunchy. Whoops. Crunchy. like stepping on a Caesar salad. And then here's the last one. It's like I don't really know who this came from. There's a chance that it could possibly be someone named Trevor. I've heard. And this is the setup we just saw. Oh, shit, Trevor. We got some MTL crackle here. Yeah, that's solid. That is a solid ass mouth to lung crackle. That sounds like this mouth to lung crackle. Just look at the drip tip though. Look at that. Look at that vape. Just Artemis 2ing right out of there. That sounds like a Geiger counter. That's the one that truly sounds like a dosimeter. Eight Ronkin. Not great, not terrible. That sounds like a high quality mouth to lung crackle. It sounds like it would be satisfying to vape on, much like this mouth to lung crackle is satisfying to vape on. It kind of sounds like we got matching crackles there, Trevor. Or, who I believe to be someone named Trevor. Right on. Assignment Planet Globe. Courtesy of the Yo-Yo Cracklegasm. Listen, if anybody watching has an Assignment Planet Globe or a Cracklegasm you would like to submit to be on this here vlog live stream, you can email them to me, nick@grimmgreen.com. Just mark your subject, crackle something. And then alternatively, Assignment Planet Globe, send on those. Assignment Planet Globes, we're going to start putting those back in the mix. I'd love to see them. I want to see your daily bangers. I want to see your daily beaters. I want to see those really nice mods that you never really take out. That they might not even be a desk warrior. It might be like a shelf warrior because it's so nice that you don't even want to get a droplet of e-liquid on it. I want to see them. Send them to me, nick@grimmgreen.com. Let's make this happen. Did Pop Jundi pop in the chat? What's up, Jundi? What's up, my man? So yeah, send those on over. Send them on over to me. Okay. Well, I think it's time to get to this brand new segment of the vlog that is coolest thing I saw all week. Coolest thing I saw all week. Can anybody guess what it's going to be? You saw it too. Coolest thing I saw all week. It's time for the coolest thing I saw all week. And it's not going to be any surprises. It's the coolest thing we all saw all week. It's the Artemis 2 launch. Did everybody else watch 8,000 videos of the Artemis 2 launch like I did? Because I watched a bunch of videos of the Artemis 2 launch. Saved a few of the sickest ones. This is the most badass thing I've ever seen. Let's go. Just solid rocket boosters. Could you imagine being there? Could you imagine feeling what that feels like? Okay. So that one, great video, right? Great video. There's a bunch of great videos. But I found the best video. This is a good video. This is a good video. Oh. What is it about launching things off the planet that really does it for me? Yeah, that's me. Let's go. So badass. Full steam space machine. And dude, there's people. There's this little capsule up here is just people. That's the craziest thing to me. They strapped people, human beings, in this little pod up here and put them on top of, these tremendous solid rocket boosters. Now, we're just going to launch you into space. It's too badass. It's too badass. But wait, I couldn't imagine, dude. You're taking off. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I used to want to be an astronaut when I was a kid. I was, like a lot of kids. I was obsessed with space, and I loved, I grew up in the 80s, so we were, space launches and, the space shuttle, and I loved space, and I loved the idea of being an astronaut. But I think this is far and away the coolest Artemis 2 launch video from a plane. Watch this. That's so badass. Keep watching. There's another one from a plane, and maybe that one's better. That's the dream. That's the dream, to be in a plane flying at 30,000 feet and then watching a rocket launch. Damn. It's a little bit inspiring, man. It's a little bit inspiring that smart people can come together and do something so amazing. Wait, where was the other one I saw? That's not maybe it's this one. Oh, yeah, maybe it's this one I'm thinking of, with the southwest wing. Look at that rocket. That is booking. That is booking. Dude. Yeah. If we spent more time instead of trying to design things that kill each other more efficiently, yeah. So Artemis 2 rocket launching, far and away, coolest thing I saw all week. I've watched, I don't even know, 50 videos of the Artemis 2 launching from every different angle, and, some of them with sound on it is just, I couldn't imagine. It'd be so intense. So intense just being there. Let's see. I don't think I had. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, then alternatively, this is the least cool thing I saw all week. We're getting to the point where you just can no longer believe anything you say on the internet. And I know I've said this 1,500 times, but we are really getting to that point where you can't believe anything on the internet. 0 to 15,000 miles an hour in 7 minutes. That's unreal. It's unreal that we were able to do that. That humans got together and went, how do we do this? I don't know. What it's rocket boosters? Yeah. Oh, you can do that thing. Oh, hang on, let me do some quick math here. Yep. Oh, okay. Yes. Numerator. You'll be able to do that. We'll be able to, yes. And then all we have to, and then launch it 15,000 miles an hour. We'll put humans at the top of it. Just launch them into space. And then so this is a 10-day mission. They go around the Earth twice, and then they slingshot off the back of the Earth to get up to the moon, and then they go around the moon and then back down, re-entry into Earth in the little capsule. I love it. I love everything about it. I love every single thing about it. Well, alternatively, I think you have to add the least cool thing. Yeah, that's messed up. Isn't that messed up? I hate that all we're going to do with this is hoodwink each other, too. So many men are going to lose so much money. Yeah. I guess you can just start using a filter and be whoever you want on the internet, hoodwink everybody around you. I would be fooled. I'm just telling you. I would be fooled. I would absolutely be fooled by this. Especially if you're not looking for anything, you know. If he was just put this out without, you know, knowing, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Yeah, he changed. There's people that change into celebrities. They change into dead celebrities. They change into literally any other human being. And I think we're just going to, I mean, we're cooked, right? We're just going to hoodwink each other to death. We're just going to hoodwink each other to death. I hate it. You know, I kind of hate all of it. I kind of hate it because now it's like everything, every little thing I see on the internet, you have to be hypercritical of it. Whereas before you didn't really need to. It's like if you saw a dog riding a surfboard, you'd go, oh shit, I think that dog's riding a surfboard. But now you can't just take that little joy and go, oh, look, a dog riding a surfboard. You have to go, well, let me check this. Let me look and make sure there's no artifacts. And, you know, I got to really try to make sure that this isn't just generative AI slop. I'm being hoodwinked right now. Even fun things are getting ruined. You know? It's their own fault. Yeah, they could just not send their money to Internet Thoughts in general. That's true. You know, but you can't control what people spend their money on. So if you want to give your money to OnlyFans, you can. You're allowed. Let's see. I think that's all I had for coolest thing I saw all week, least cool thing I saw all week, even though we just call it the coolest thing I saw all week. I think that's all I had. Yeah, that's all news. That's news. All right, let's get out of there. Coolest thing I saw all week, Artemis 2. You know, that's going to impress me for till the mission's over. I'm going to keep up on that mission every hour of the day, of the week. I agree. AI stuff should have the little robot emoji. You know, like dead center of the screen too. Dead center of the screen, it should have the robot emoji, so you know that it's generative. It's generative AI. All right. Well, should be an interesting one tonight. Well, I think the next thing we're going to do is a little bit of retro vapings. How's that sound? Does that sound good? What up, Rice? You did an alien coil yesterday? Dude, that's impressive. It doesn't even matter if it's wonky. An alien coil, like getting an actual alien coil and wrapping an alien coil, takes skills that I don't, you know, I barely have. Barely. I think I've done 5 like actual usable alien coils from scratch that I've built in my life. That's skills. That's difficult. But we're going to do some retro vaping tonight. I have option 1, option 2, option 3, and then, of course, there will be a mystery box because mystery box, you know? 1, 2, 3, or the mystery box. We're going to make cheap oligarch mode, and we're going to put the poll on for 3 minutes. There's a poll in the chat. Here's what you're up against tonight. 1, 2, 3, or the mystery box. That's right. A 1, 2, 3 or the mystery box. A 1, 2, 3 or the mystery box. A 1, 2, 3 or the mystery box. Please vote. Please vote accordingly. And yeah. Make it happen. Make it do it. Do it to it. Please vote. I don't know what number 2 is. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Do we have all the parts for the mystery box? I hope so. I don't know. Might be missing a deck. Could be missing some things. Let's see how it's doing. Oh, mystery box and number 2. Yeah, they're going at it. I had a feeling they would. At least you can see what number 2 is. The mystery box, might be the Aga T3 in there. Might be something even worse. Even worse. Yeah, too crowded on the desk, Trevor. I know that feeling. I know that feeling oh so well. I think that's just how I live my life, is too crowded on the desk. What's up, Lady Liberty? Chillin'. You're going to ban mystery box voters? You never know what's inside. It could just be something super dumb, too. But the mystery box, people just go for it, God, I just love vaping a sub-tank. Mystery box is still in the lead. Number 2, pulling ahead. Number 1, sorry there, number 1. Nobody loves you. Sorry there, number 1. Nobody loves you. There's a poll in the chat, Paul. Should be right at the top of the chat. Let's see. Can I vote in this poll? I don't think I can vote in this poll. Oh yeah, I can. Ha! I voted. Hey! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I voted right at the last possible second. Number 2 wins. Number 2 wins. Mystery box, you get to go away. But number 2 here, look at this thing. Now, we're going to need to figure out what this is, I think, because I don't know what it is. I have no way of knowing what this is. It's kind of weird. In fact, it's kind of weird in the sense that let's look at this thing. Let's look at this thing. What are you? What are you? What are you? It's an RTA. Obviously. There's airflow right there. I think it's an RDL. This might be an MTL. This might be MTLing. Dude. I think this is MTL. I think this is MTL. I think this is MTL. Can't say for sure, but I think it's MTL. Wait, hang on. Hang on. There's a dangle clacks happening. I think this is MTL. It feels like an MTL. That thing has donk. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would just... Donk. It's just got donk for days. Now, when you see... Okay, hang on. Let me show you first. This... Oh my God in heaven. Okay. This is going to unthread off of here first. Great. What's going up here? I think that's how it gets filled. Then I... Oh, fuck me running. I just unscrewed this earlier today with no issues. Oh. chimney. Blue O-rings, you know, that's like Joytech was blue O-rings, right? What is even what? Yep, that's mouth to lung for sure. That's mouth to lung for sure. I think I can get a complicated coil in there. Or does it need to be round wire? These little posts, little tiny post cuts. We might be able to get a fancy build in there. Tiny, tiny fuse Clapton. No branding. Literally anywhere that I can find. No branding. Literally anywhere I can find anywhere on this. I think it might have to be round wire. Dude, we might have to go full round wire. What do you think? I mean, I'm going to get 24 gauge round wire out. I think we have to do it. I haven't got... See, this is a dual core alien, but I don't think this is a mouth to lung. I don't think I can fit this in here. The Red's Artisan coils. I don't think I can fit one of these in here. Boro coil? Boro coil? Yeah, this says it's a dual core alien, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I genuinely don't know if this is going to fit in here. It is such a tight fit. Holy shit. Are those screws all the way open? Yeah, they are. Oh, it's going to have to go belly down. Oh, God, that's why. Oh, God, that's why. It's counterclockwise wrapped. It's counterclockwise wrapped. The coil's got to be wrapped counterclockwise. That's why I'm not going to be able to fit anything in here, because everybody wraps clockwise. Everybody wraps clockwise. So it's going to have to be round wire. It's going to have to be round wire. Because for some reason, this RTA thought it was better than everybody and didn't need to use clockwise coils. Picky? I hate that, Mark. I hate that. Rice, the picky of the coils. I hate that. Especially when there's been like, you know, I don't want to say it's like a standard 2.5 millimeters. But if every coil wrapper and every builder in the history of coil wrapping and building is building clockwise wrapped coils, why would you release an RTA that uses counterclockwise? No, belly down would be... Mouth to lung, belly down, I think would be catastrophic in nature. Well, you know, I got some, you know, I got that Breeze Tones MTL. You know, I got that Breeze Tones MTL. Nope. We're going to do 24 gauge round wire. Remix. Duchess wraps are the correct direction for that. And Jared from Pendulum will do counter coils per request. Oh, that's great. That's nice of them to do that. Counterclockwise. All right. Yeah, this is the correct way. So I'm going to do like 6 or 7 wrap probably. Six and a half, I think. Coil completed. Smell you later. And honestly, just belly down, I hate it. I hate it. I hate going belly down. I can't stand it. Just can't stand it. This, though, like a champion. Oh, yeah. What easy. In fact, I'm going to do this backwards real quick. Easy. I honestly could have put like maybe a whole other wrap on here. Haha! I don't care. I love a good round wire build. How do you not? How do you not? That's the only question. It's how do you not love a good round wire? Okay, hang on. Hang on. I gotta remember this. Yeah, okay. I mean, technically that lead is captured, but it's just captured really weirdly. Okay. I'm going to need some Dickie Mo. 1, 2, 3. Dickie Mo. Yeah, kinda, you know? Let's do one more here. One, 2. Dickie Mo. I think we did it. Freaking beautiful, Clark. Freaking beautiful, Clark. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Zero wonk. Just a sick-ass round wire installed in there. Get out of here. Round wire's like going back to silica wick. Yeah, I have some silica wick, man. We could put silica wick in here. We could. struggle of focusing. Yeah, 1.21, let's go. I mean, look at that little heater. Look at that little heater. Look at that little heater. Classic build. Classic. You know, for a long time, man, all we had. It's all we had. It's all we had. If you were building something, it was with round wire. If you were wicking something, it was with silica. Dude, I used to vape my K-Fun. I used to vape my K-Fun that way. I used to vape Igos that way. Yeah, I remember when I first... Oh, man. You first start building, I was building with like 28 gauge wire, and then I'd build a coil around a drill bit and then install it, and then take a piece of the wire and make a little hook, and then hook a piece of silica to it, and then thread that silica through the coil. What a mess. What a nightmare. Dude. Yep. It's certainly not all we have anymore, but it's one of those, I don't think it goes out of style. I don't think round wire goes out of style. No, the fogger is the fogger is an abomination. And this has just the tiniest little wick catch cups. In fact, that might be too long. I feel like I need to thin these, even though this came from a time in vaping before anybody thinned out their wicks ever. But I might give this a little thin job. Did someone have the name for this in the chat? Was that Tokugawa? Did you have the name for this? Yeah, and we used to, all we had was Model Ts, and now there's Ferraris. Yeah. But you could still drive a Model T. Like, you could drive one, it would drive. It might not be able to get on an on-ramp, but I think you could still drive a Model T, if I'm not mistaken. Unless they ran on something weird. Sometimes old school's the best school. Not always. Actually, kind of always, right? Is there anything new school that's been better than the old school? I guess vaping is new school. Cigarettes are old school, so yeah. Old school's the best school. Marky Boy had the name? Yeah, I thought Marky Boy had the name. Oh, it's the Asmodus Ani? Anani? Asmodus Anani V2 MTL RTA. Sounds like the Dead Rabbit MTL RTA version 2. Anani. Did I ever review this? For some reason, it feels like I have not. Let's see. Let's go back 6 years ago. No. My Vapes, Wendy, Heaven's Gifts, Sourcemore, The Devil Vapor, Richard Vick, Long Tom S, Foolish MF, Little Bro Vapes, ST Vapes, Mr. Just Right. Oh, GrimmGreen. Nope, that's not even it. That's the Voluna 2 RDA. I may have never reviewed this. And if I did, maybe it got deleted. No, I have this RTA in my possession. I've never reviewed it. The Devil Vapor said it was a flavor banger. Flavor banger, even. Huh. Fascinating. I never reviewed it. Why do I have one then? How do I have a 7-year-old RTA that I never bothered to review? Yeah, see, I think this is cut. I think this is too long. I'm going to try to trim this down just a little bit. No, this RTA is not brand spanking new. This RTA is at least 6 or 7 years old. At least 6 or 7 years old. Someone said Jeremy M sent it to you? Or Jeremy V? One of the Jeremys? Review it now? All right, well, I'm already annoyed that the deck is counterclockwise wraps only. That's annoying because nobody builds that way. The deck can seemingly only fit round one. But this did come out, 7 years ago. I mean, no, Roundwire wasn't necessarily king 7 years ago. Roundwire was king like more than 10 years ago. 12 years ago, 13 years ago, maybe Roundwire was king. 15 years ago, maybe Roundwire was king. Boom! Oh, it's just so satisfying. Perfectly centered coils. I mean, perfectly wicked. Get out of here. Except, I don't have. This is why I grabbed this out. This doesn't count as the very random liquid tasting, but it is going to kind of be a very random liquid tasting. It's a 12 milligram black cherries and berries house juice. This was the big wad that came from all those vacuum sealed liquid bottles. Thank you, Gunny. I appreciate that. Black cherries and berries. All right. No, I can't vape that. That is going to be gross. So, let's try another one. Here's the problem is these guys. Remember these big bags of liquids that I got? Well, a few of them have split, broken open. And there's like 5 of each flavor in here. So hang on, I'm going to try to get to something that I can vape. Okay, strawberry grapefruit. Let's give this a shot. God, it's killing me. I cannot remember who that came from. There was 2 of them. Was that a J. Logan? This is a J. Logan, right? Zero wonk. That's right. That's right, Josh. That's right, Josh. Doesn't count. You're like, Roundwire should be wonk free. You don't get any You don't get any 12 milligram merpen. Yes. Oh, yeah. Let's go. All right. Yeah, sick. Okay. Let's go for it. I don't even care. We'll save this for later. Found it. 12 milligram bourbon maple cheesecake. Let's go. You have a wick sticking out of the right-hand cup that will get between the threads and cause pressure issues. What? I mean, maybe I do. Yeah. It's good looking out. I would have never bothered to fix that, I don't think, Dirtle. But that's good looking out. It's fixed now, right? You can't see it anymore. Not going to be able to do any hot dripping action, but... Oh, you hear that crackle? Huh? Hear that crackle? Yeah. Vapors. Now, the rest of this tank is just as confusing to me. So, we're going to put this on. Chimney next. Okay. Not too tight. Then I think this is the fill. I think those are the fill holes. Those 3 holes machined in there, I think are the fill holes because this drip tip threads on here. Delrin on Delrin, or Ultem on Ultem threads. No, this doesn't thread on here. This threads on here. And that, like, seals the fill ports. I think. I guess. Bleh. Holy shit. That's it. Bleh. Bleh. Whoa. And then this threads on. What a wacky design. Completed. I needed a proper mod for it. You know? Just gonna put this on a little corporate boardroom action. With enough overhang to freaking close the Strait of Hormuz. Look at that overhang. Actually, you know what? Here's the thing. It's not. Maybe a little bit right there. Maybe a little bit right there. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's overhang. That comes right to the edge. Is that overhang? Is that hanging over that one spot? But there we go. We got the Asmodeus. Something, Anoniny? RTA. Maple bourbon cheesecake. 12 milligram on the inside. So what I usually dislike about this mouth to lung, I usually dislike those, you know, the airflow diffusory guys right underneath the coil. They did this in mouth to lungs for a long time where they would never give us like 1 millimeter pin, 1.5 millimeter pin. It was always right underneath the coil was like that honeycombed diffuser of an airflow. And that never has truly good mouth to lung. It restricts the airflow down, but it never gives like a legitimately awesome mouth to lung. But let's go. Let's try it. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Maple bourbon cheesecake, 12 milligram, very good. Very good. Yeah, the little spinner, yeah, it threads out underneath the coil. I would have had to have taken it out before I put a coil in. But even then, I don't have the box or any other pins, or I don't even know if this took any other pins. This might not have even taken any other pins. There were a lot of mouth-to-lung RTAs that just had that as like the default airflow right underneath the coil. It was from this era of mouth-to-lung RTAs. All it translates into is tight airflow, wildly spongy, wickedly spongy. It's okay. It's okay. It's kind of just simply okay. You know, maybe it's I'm you know, being mouth to lung snobby. It's kind of just okay. The mesh on the bottom underneath the coil, it's never giving a really, really, truly good mouth to lung. It's a very, very okay mouth to lung. It's not Yoo-hoo, not Yoo-hoo, not Yoo-hoo. But I think 7 years ago, this might have been a pretty okay mouth to lung. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say if I would have used this. I just don't like that meshy airflow at the bottom. It makes it, dude, Ben, days sponge. Days sponge. So much sponge. That's all you get is sponge. Yeah, I kind of have to use this drip tip, but there's like a secondary smaller drip tip in the top that if I really wanted to, I think I could manhandle out of here and use my own drip tip. But, you know, that's not the part that bothers me. The Ultem on top, it's kind of sick. It's kind of an interesting design. Like the Ultem looking bell cap, that's kind of a slick look. For a mouth to lung, yeah, I don't need a huge tank, you know. The drip tip, yeah, it might look a little bit dorky. And I'd like it to be a little bit more slender. As far as I know, there are no alternative airflow options. And if there are alternative airflow options, I don't have them. I don't have them. Let's check in on who's got the shortest video for this. Nobody. They're all 15 minutes long. Richard Vick did one in 11 minutes, but I don't know. I just want to see if there's any other included airflow pins or anything. I think it's just that. I think it's just that option on the bottom. AFIK, even Richard here, Richard Vick. Yeah, he doesn't Change out the pin. He doesn't do anything. It's just that's just the stock mouth to lung airflow. Stock mouth to lung airflow. Look, this is all like everything since the beginning of vaping has been just, a learning process. So once upon a time, all mouth to lung stuff just came with that diffuser on the bottom because it restricts down the airflow, and it was like, oh, that's an acceptable mouth to lung. Even back in the day, Kanger Tech made an RDA that was just an RDA, except one of the airflows was just this little pinhole. And then they just said, yeah, that's a mouth to lung. Nowhere near a mouth to lung. Horrible. But they thought, oh, that's a mouth to lung. It was the same with this. They just thought, oh, that's a mouth to lung. It's not a very good mouth to lung. Spongy. Yes, the same meshy, spongy bit as the Aries. Yes, that's exactly why I didn't like the Aries either. Ultem used to bother me, but Ultem doesn't really bother me anymore. I'm fine with it. I've just accepted that it's part of vaping, and I'll just do it. I think this liquid tastes better than this RTA is giving me. Because it's like maple bourbon cheesecake, but it's not quite maple bourbon cheesecake. It's a little bleh. It's a little weak sticks. Orion just completed translunar injection burn. Hell yeah. I think we've never said that before on the vlog. Orion just completed translunar injection burn. This should just be a live stream. We should just be watching Artemis 2 footage. We should just be watching space footage. This whole stream. This whole stream. I think the flavor sucks, and I think the airflow sucks. I don't think I would. I don't like this. I don't think I would mouth to lung this. Maybe that's me being snobby, but it's the mesh on the bottom. Even going back to this, where it's a deliberate 1.5 millimeter airflow pin. That is a rockin' mouth to lung. This. No. Not a good mouth to lung. Bad mouth to lung. Osmotis, 7 years ago, I'm giving that 3 banana stickers. Yeah. I'm giving that thing 3 banana stickers. Maybe 4. Maybe 4 because at least it vapes, At least it vapes. But it vapes sucky. It vapes suck. Still sour. It vapes suck. It vapes the sucky way. The sucky way, like imagine something that sucks. You're like, oh, this sucks. It's that. I almost did, Jay Logan. I'm gonna get through some of those bottles of liquid, and I almost used one tonight. Yeah. Dude, we are cranking. We're cranking away. This is great. I love everything about this. I think that means it's time to move past the retro vapings. With today's banana sticker inflation and Grimm's recent generosity, that's a rough banana sticker score. It is. But especially like back in the day, remember I just did 1 through 5 banana stickers and, everything just got a 4. I did 1 through 5 and everything got a 4. And now I do 1 through 10 and everything gets an 8. I don't know. It's like the banana stickers it's like, well, I think I'm putting too much stock in the banana stickers. That's an extra harsh score. Yeah. Asmodeus, I think you need to go to your room. Well, you can't blame them too much because this comes from the time, 16, 17 in vaping where everybody was trying everything. I go on this rant way too many times, but There was a few years there, dude, where everybody was just releasing anything and everything that was slightly different. You know, it didn't even need to have value added. It just needed to look different, be slightly different. It was like, oh, this one's got an Ultem insert. I remember when Kent was the first one that put an Ultem insert to do single coil in his RDA. It was like, wow. You know, and then you had postless, and like everybody was just trying anything and everything, and it didn't even need to vape good. It just needed to exist, and people would go bananas just because it was the newest, you know, the newest and newest thing. People, Steve-O's niece, pretty sure I spelled all of that incorrectly. Yeah, so many velocity decks. Anna, all right, let's go, Anna. Heck yeah, Anna. Happy birthday, Anna. We'll get there. We'll get there in a second. Yeah. Banana stickers. It's a hell of a thing. It's a hell of a thing. Have you seen the new Sparrow 22 millimeter RTA? Sparrow 22? Is that different from the Sparrow that I have? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, but this clearly is an RTA that comes from a time when everybody was just trying everything. Everybody was just trying everything. You know, I'd be lost without both my Cloudy and MTL devices, complementary importance to each other. I agree. I could not agree more, because I'll get bored with one and immediately remember that I have the other one next to me. You know, if I'm vaping this Caliburn and I'm like, oh, I can just look and I go, oh, I got, you know, and then I cloud, and then you set it down. You're like, oh yeah, oh, I got this. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. Let's do some news real quick before we get to any sort of vape mail. And look, I just got a few things. I'm really trying to keep the news shorter these days. Look, we got some news. The first news, some good news that I'll absolutely take. It looks like Bangladesh. This doesn't affect us in the States or in the UK, but it does set a precedent globally. Bangladesh is rolling back their pouch ban. They've had a pouch ban instituted in the country, one of the strictest. It says Bangladesh might be backing away from one of its most strictest anti-nicotine crackdowns before it even fully took effect. The government is working on amendments to its tobacco control ordinance that would remove provisions banning e-cigarettes, vapes, heated tobacco products, according to officials involved in the process. Bangladesh. What? Just suddenly reversing all of the bans that they've had in place. Vape bans, heat not burn bans, pouch bans, all just being suddenly reevaluated. The original ordinance, approved in December 2025, expanded the legal definition of a tobacco product to include electronic nicotine delivery system, ENDS, which is, I'm so mad that we ended up with this. ENDS. Leave it to FDA, like, to take something perfectly legitimately normal and call it something dumb. Like, we had terminology for all this stuff before FDA, but you got to come in and you're like, no, that's a non-nicotine tobacco product. What? NNTP? Like, we had terminology for all this, FDA. You don't have to come in and ruin everything. Just now, 9 months later, the approach is being reevaluated. The proposed amendments would lift the ban on next-generation products and also ease restrictions on displaying tobacco products at retail. The shift occurs after a parliamentary special committee reviewed 133 ordinances introduced by the interim government, recommending revisions across multiple sectors. Health Secretary confirmed the ministry is moving forward with the changes. We will act in accordance with the committee's recommendations regarding the ordinances under our jurisdiction. Wow, that's a lot of red tape, just gobbledygook right there. Just bureaucracy in motion. While the government hasn't publicly explained its full reasoning, the move highlights a common tension in emerging markets, balancing public health goals with enforceability, market conditions, and economic effects. Bangladesh has long enforced strict tobacco control policies, including graphic health warnings and advertising restrictions, but the enforcement of newer product bans, especially on vapes, has been much more complicated. For the nicotine industry, the implications are significant. A reversal would reopen a market of over 170 million people where demand for alternative nicotine products has been increasing despite regulatory uncertainty. Let's go, Bangladesh. Let's go. Bangladesh. Dude, just undoing their vape bans, undoing their pouch bans, undoing their heat not burn bans. Bangladesh feeling pretty free, you know? Feeling pretty free. Yeah, that's we're doing that next, Rice. So shout out to Bangladesh. Good on you guys. Well done. You're more advanced than the United States of America. That's kind of wild. Yeah. So, this is the only other thing I really had that I really wanted to talk about is these have been going around. You might have seen them. A bunch of different news outlets are reporting on this. New study linking vaping to cancer. Have you seen this? Ben Fordham Live, who's a radio DJ, I believe, on the radio airwaves. Yeah, every weekday morning, 5:30 a.m., call in to Ben Fordham Live on the radio. And he just put this out there. New study has found that vaping is likely, in air quotes. Why is the likely in air quotes, Ben? Why is the likely in air quotes? Do you mean that likely? You know what it means when you put something in air quotes, Ben? New study has found that vaping is likely to cause cancer. Professor Bernard Stewart says we can't say vaping is safer than smoking. What a sensationalist headline that is. What a sensationalist headline that is. Don't even worry. Don't even trip. That's not what this study found. That's not what this study found. This isn't even a new study. This isn't any new data. It's also, you might also see it, in this form from Bloomberg News. E-cigarettes are likely to cause cancer. Oh, where's your air quotes? Where's your air quotes here? E-cigarettes are likely to cause cancer, including in the lungs and mouth, according to a sweeping review of scientific evidence that challenges their positioning as safer alternatives to smoking. Maybe we can already kind of put two and two together and see what's going on here, but this isn't real. It's not real. There is a study, and the authors claimed that it links vaping to cancer, but it doesn't. It does nothing of the sort. There's already been sort of an expert reactions to this study. Yeah, you already saw this has a community note on it. The Ben tweet has a community note on it. The cited study is a review criticized by experts for methodological flaws and not proving vaping causes cancer. Scientific consensus holds that vaping is substantially less harmful than smoking, though not risk-free for non-smokers. Yeah, Cancer Research UK, Cochrane Library, gold standard of scientific evidence, disagrees with them. Community note, right? Community note, great. And one of the things linked in that community note comes from the Science Media Center, where experts react to this exact study. And we've got, these aren't just randos, reacting to this study. This is people with credentials, bro. Professor Peter Hayek, professor of clinical psychology and director of the Health and Lifestyle Research Unit at Queen Mary University of London. Credentials for days. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I did take some notes, you see, so I can give you the gist. But Professor Peter Hayek, professor of clinical psychology and director of the Health and Lifestyle Research Unit at the Queen Mary University of London, basically just called this whole thing misleading. He said this whole thing is misleading. It ignores any and all smoking versus vaping. That's not even considered in this study. Dose matters, not detection. This is popcorn lung all over again. You see, Stanford did a study on popcorn lung a long time ago, and then when they tested some liquids, they found that some of these liquids contain diacetyl. And just by finding diacetyl in the liquids, they put out a press release saying that vaping causes popcorn lung, when all they did was detect diacetyl. They came to the conclusion that vaping causes popcorn lung, vaping doesn't cause popcorn lung, because their conclusion is wrong, because detection doesn't matter. The dose is what matters. These toxins only materialize when devices are abused at extreme temps and dry puff conditions. That's not me. That's Professor Peter Hayek saying this. These toxins only materialize, all of these cancer-causing toxins only materialize when the devices are abused at an extreme temperature and in dry puff conditions. We've been hearing about this for literal years on end now. Oh, carcinogens. Well, it was dry puff. You can't have, and I always use my shitty analogy of draining all the oil from your car, driving it down the freeway, and then when the engine seizes, you go, well, look how dangerous that was. Yeah, you created those conditions for it to be dangerous, and then you're surprised that it's dangerous. That's like me buying a sour and then being surprised that it's a sour. But no, it's not just Hayek, even though he goes on to reiterate that nicotine is not a carcinogen. This was mostly pulled from mice studies, and all of the cancer cases involved in this study were all former smokers. Peter Hayek. I'd listen to Peter Hayek. Who's this guy? Oh, just no big deal. It's just Professor Shahab, professor of health psychology and co-director of the UCL Tobacco and Alcohol Research Group. Co-director of the UCL Tobacco and Alcohol Research Group, University College London. He didn't have any. I would vape a liquid called popcorn lung too, by the way, just for the record. Absolutely would. Absolutely 100% would. Shahab, and then again, I'm not going to read this whole thing. He echoes a lot of the things that Hayek says, but he also calls this study methodologically weak. He says it's cherry-picked data, and he said there's no objective criteria or standard for what counts as causing cancer. There's not even clear objectives in this study or a criteria or a standard for what this researchers consider causing cancer. I mean, that sounds wildly familiar to the FDA's arbitrary standard of appropriate for the protection of public health. They just say, well, it needs to be appropriate for the protection of public health, but there's no standard for that. It's just their arbitrary, vibey gut check thing. And it's the same thing with this study. There's no standard set forth in the study that would demonstrate what causes cancer. That's methodologically weak. Shahab is absolutely correct. We're going to move down here. Well, there's more. There's a mess of these. There's a mess of these. This one, Dr. Baptiste. No, what the hell happened to Burgess? Where did Burgess go? Did I skip Burgess? Oh, no, I did these backwards. Oh, that's okay. Here, we can just read this one. Dr. Baptiste Laurent, associate professor in medical statistics at UCL, said, it is important to note that from the start that this is not a new study, nor a structured systematic review. It is not formally new research, but it could be considered as an opinion piece or a review combining different studies on the topic. I believe it might be of interest to public health researchers, but could be misleading if presented to the public as providing evidence of an association between vaping and cancer. Could be misleading. I like researchers. I like scientists. I like, intellectuals like this. But man, they seem to have, you'll see when we get down to Gavin Stewart, they seem to have a very oddly detached from reality kind of messaging. You're worried that it could be misleading if presented to the public. Yeah, You shouldn't be worried about that. That already happened. It's already been presented to the public in a misleading way. You know, that just seems so like, what do you mean you're worried that that's what's going to happen? Of course that's what's going to happen. Of course it is. It's going to be presented in a misleading way. It feels like the people who have the ability to move the needle don't have any interest in moving the needle. They just go, well, I hope this doesn't get presented in a misleading kind of way. That would really be... It's already done. That's already happened. You're talking about the past. It's already been presented in a misleading way. That's wild. That's like going in public. That's like a person who goes in public and they're just upset that they heard someone say the word shit. You know, it's like, how could you say that in public? What if someone else heard you say such an obscenity in public? Oh, I hope this doesn't mislead the public. It's already happened. It's already happening. It's already misleading the public. You're behind. You're behind. We need to get you guys up to speed. We need to get researchers and intellectuals up to speed on what we're dealing with so they don't say silly things like, I'm worried that this could be misrepresented if it's presented to the public in a certain way. It's like, yeah, dude, that's how things get presented in a misleading way. When do you think the last time anybody was like straight up, just black and white truthful with you in the media? That's wild, man. That's wild. Burgess, here we got Burgess here. Any relation there, Miss Bagpipes? I don't think so. Dr. Stephen Burgess, a statistician at the MRC Biostatistics Unit, Cambridge University. My favorite thing that he said was, this study fails basic scientific standards. Fails basic scientific standards, and the results from this study are no better than an opinion piece. Well said. Well said. This study fails basic scientific standards. Basic scientific standards. The results of this study are no better than an opinion piece. No better than an opinion piece. No better than an opinion piece. And it's being presented by very important radio DJs and very important Bloomberg News as empirical evidence. This is being presented as empirical evidence when the reality is it's essentially an opinion piece. It's cherry-picked data. That's literally all it is. It's misleading. It's bad methodological data. It feels like they almost did nothing right. It feels like they wanted to link vaping to cancer, and then they found every study that even remotely suggests that, picked all of those studies. Doesn't matter if it was like, well, that's fine, that's a cohort study. Oh, that's fine, that's in vitro. Oh, that's fine, that's an animal study. Oh, that's fine, this is a human questionnaire. We'll take all of these different multidisciplinary scientific areas, we'll put them all together into one study that just happens to reach the conclusion that we want to. Crazy how that works. Crazy how that works. These results are no better than an opinion piece. No better than an opinion piece. It's not looking very good for vaping and lung cancer. You know, they really, really want to find a link between vaping and lung cancer. It blows my mind to think about how many people, think about this, think about how many people would be titillated. How many people would be excited if there was a link between vaping and cancer? That would make people happy to know that this isn't a less harmful alternative to smoking cigarettes. It's just as bad. And that makes me happy. I want to find. That's wild to me. That is wild to me. Your last lung scan looks like you never smoked. You smoked for 30 years. Yeah. Yep. You know, and you're lucky, Gunny. You know, damage from cigarette smoking, it's kind of permanent. It's kind of permanent. And here's a random story that I have to tell you. But last Wednesday, I didn't do any streaming because I went to my buddy Jerry's movie premiere. He made a zombie movie. It's great. He premiered it at the Regal Cinema here in, down in, right there, Sherman Oaks Galleria. So I went, and it was great. And, Jerry's my buddy from high school, and his parents were there, whom they haven't seen me since I was probably 16 years old, and I'm knocking on 50 right now. So I was kind of catching up with Jerry's parents, whom I haven't talked to literally since I was in high school. The last time I knew them, all we were doing was playing video games, just being 16-year-old idiots. And so I was talking to his parents, and I was talking to his dad, and his dad was telling me about how he used to smoke cigarettes. I was telling him about what I do now, and vaping and cigarettes and all this. It's like trying to explain this to someone who's never heard of vaping is a weird experience. But his dad was telling me, oh yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes. He's like, I smoked for like 20 years or something like that. And he's like, I eventually just quit. And he's like, I haven't had a cigarette like in my adult life. He said, but when I went to the doctor and I got my lungs x-rayed, the doctor told me that she can tell I used to smoke cigarettes. She said, you have some lung damage that's permanent lung damage, that's still permanent lung damage even after you quit smoking cigarettes 40 plus years later. The person doing the lung x-ray can still see that damage caused by cigarettes despite not having smoked in 40 years. Cigarettes are evil. They harm every organ in the human body. It's insane to think that nicotine vaping could even approach, even get a whiff of the damage caused by smoking cigarettes. Thankfully, I don't have to say that to you. We're going to turn to Professor Peter Shields, Emeritus Professor of Medical Oncology at the Ohio State University. Let's go. Finally representing America over here. We have science people here, We have science over here. I love Peter Shields. Peter Shields is one of those guys that feels detached from reality, though. He basically says this doesn't add anything new. It doesn't add anything new to the conversation because there's no new data in this. He said it's cherry-picked studies. He says what this study actually shows is the massively reduced carcinogen exposure when you're switching from smoking to vaping. That's what the study actually shows. And he, like that other woman, goes on at the end to say that the media, this paper inappropriately does not address that, and hopefully the media will not echo the bad conclusions. Yeah, hopefully the media. What are you talking about, Peter Shields? Have you not also been living in the United States your entire life and watched our media echo nothing but bad conclusions? I hope the media doesn't, if the media gets a hold of this, that might spread misinformation and draw some bad conclusions. Like, yeah, that's already what happened. We knew that was going to happen. As soon as this study's done, that's exactly what the media was going to do. Again, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I feel like a hamster running in a hamster wheel trying to change the course of vaping when the people who could actually move the needle just decide they don't want to anymore. That's what it feels like. I can't handle it. Cigarettes are like sleep token for your body. Yes, sleep tokens like cigarettes for your ears. Sleep tokens, cigarettes for your ears. That's true. I'm just gonna make a note for next week to say that because that's funny. Cigarettes for your ears. Yeah, here we go. We'll come back to that gold next week. We'll come right back next week to that. E-Cigs. Let's go. F sleep token. I'm taking out a lot of my FDA aggressions on Sleep Token, I guess. And then this is my favorite one. This is actually my favorite one. This is the last one, actually my favorite one. Professor Stephen, I'm going to say maybe Stephen Duffy, Emeritus Professor of Cancer Screening at Queen Mary University of London. Credentials, bro. We should be listening to this guy. Emeritus Professor of Cancer Screening at Queen Mary University of London. This guy has forgotten more about cancer than I'll ever know about cancer. Stephen Duffy basically just said, this is his quote, it would require quite a stretch of the imagination to envision how vaping compounds... Oh, I didn't finish writing this down. Damn it. It was a stretch of the imagination. It would require a stretch of the imagination to envision how vaping compounds could match the cancer-causing effects of combustion smoking. I need to write this down so I can say it correctly. Professor Stephen Duffy, Emeritus Professor of Cancer Screening at the Queen Mary University of London, said it would require quite a stretch of the imagination to envision how vaping compounds could match... Why can't I spell correctly? You want to know how I spelled match? MATHC. This is why Sean Duffy is an emeritus professor, and I spell match MATHC. It would require quite a stretch of the imagination to envision how vaping's components could match cancer-causing effects of smoke. Something along those lines. I can't read. It would require quite the stretch of the imagination how vaping compounds could match the cancer-causing effects of combustion smoking. No serious researcher is taking this seriously. Serious researchers are doing nothing but pointing out that this isn't serious research, because that's one of the features of science, is when you do something like this, when you release a big study and you make big claims about how vaping causes cancer, you have to invite other scientists to check your work. You go, here's all my work. Will you double check it for me? Not only will you double check it for me, will you reproduce my conclusion using my same data? It fact checks itself. So when experts like Hayek start poking holes in this, Hayek is coming from a scientific point of view, being a peer reviewer, knowing his job as a peer reviewer is to poke holes in this, is to double check the work. That's what peer review is. This is cherry picked. Sorry, it's cherry picked. It's misleading. It's not science. It's no better than an opinion piece. People out there are always going to want to try to connect vaping and cancer. This is definitely not the end of this. We're going to see this at least 1 trillion more times in our lives. Vaping causes cancer. Vaping causes cancer. Oh, that study got retracted. 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 I wouldn't be surprised if this study also gets retracted. And to last week's point, even if vaping did cause cancer, even if vaping harmed us, we should still be allowed to do it, because we're allowed to harm ourselves with all sorts of different products and foods and motorcycles, and you can do dangerous stuff. You can go skydiving, bro. You can jump out of a plane, parachute, and they'll just be like, that'll be $18, You want to jump out of a plane? $18. Nobody's going to ban skydiving. Nobody's going to ban steak. Nobody's going to ban beer. They're never going to ban sugar. Sugar's pretty bad for us, man. Sugar leads to actual diseases like diabetes and stuff. But it's just out there. And they just say, sugar's not great for you, but use your own judgment. Eat as much sugar as you want. And then that person goes, oh, okay, I'm going to start a mukbang channel. And I'm going to eat 10,000 calories every day. And I'm going to have a 3,000 calorie breakfast of just 3 bags of cookies in a jug of milk, and I'm just going to eat it like cereal. You can. No one will stop you. You can ruin your body that way if you want. We should be allowed to ruin our bodies however we want. Bodily autonomy. Bodily autonomy. Give it to me. Yeah. Oh, cancer loves sugar. Cancer loves sugar. I don't have any more news. We'll pick up on some other stuff next week. We'll do that next week. We'll do this next week. They'll still be around. Big Tobacco will still be around next week. National Youth Tobacco Survey data will still be around next week. A coalition of 23 leading European experts in medicine, toxicology, epidemiology, and addiction science has accused European Commissioner for Health and Animal Welfare of disseminating false and misleading information about the risks posed by smoke-free nicotine products such as e-cigarettes, nicotine pouches, and heated tobacco products. That will still be around next week. So let's move on. Let's get out of news and advocacy land because it's frustrating beyond words. And I will never understand. You can always just see everybody's, it takes someone 8 seconds. You could tell someone, oh, those are chemtrails. Planes are leaving chemtrails. And someone will go, oh, okay, really? Whoa. And you could tell someone that vaping's less harmful than smoking. And they're like, I don't know about that. I've heard it's just as bad. I've heard it's just as bad as smoking cigarettes. All right. Well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Trying to correct people? Can't. Next is... yeah, I guess it's birthday time. Let's sing some happy birthdays. Let's do it. Let's just sing happy birthday right now. Let's take a break. How about 5 years in prison for pouches in France? Yep. That's still going to be there next week too, but Trevor's absolutely correct. France. Fucking France, dude. And yeah. Starting today, France has banned the sale and possession of nicotine pouches as of April 1st, 2026, classifying them as a toxic substance with severe penalties for violations, including fines and potential prison time. This ban is unique in Europe as it criminalizes personal use, unlike regulations in other countries. France criminalizing, not just you're not allowed to have this. You're not allowed to have this and you'll go to prison if we see you having it. Are you smoking a cigarette? Okay, fine. No, you're good. Carry about. Go about your day. You see someone with a little bump, you just run up to him. Is that a pouch, motherfucker? You can just deck them, onto the ground, call the cops. Be like, this guy was using a pouch. Throw him in jail. While you stand there and smoke a cigarette. Nicely done, France. Nicely done. Stay classy, France. Yeah, stay classy. 5 years in prison. Not if you were smoking a cigarette, only if you wanted to use a product that is a direct competition to cigarettes. Then you're going to go to jail. Believe it or not, straight to jail. Let's get... I forgot to get a trash bag. But, okay, here's the thing. This... yeah, here's the This is a gift. This is a gift from my stepmom, Lon. This is a gift from my stepmother, Lon. She sent me a text the other day. And she said, "Hey, I ordered you a birthday gift on Amazon. It should arrive. Should arrive in the next few days." It's like, "Oh, okay." It arrived. I kind of already peeked inside. But I keep seeing these on social media, and I wanted one really bad. I don't know how she knew. Lon, I love you. Thank you. This is a... You know what this is. You had to have been served this on social media. It's that little carving pen. It's the little carvy pen guy. Get out of here. Yes. This. Wood carvings, polishings. That's so sick. Yeah, look, it comes with a little thing. And then you... This, honestly, I could probably use this maybe with a different attachment to clean some fucking vape gear out, you know? Clean some vape gear out. You got little specks in your RDA. Get in there. Yeah, it's like a tiny little Dremel. It's like a tiny mini little Dremel. Dude. Yeah, I was thinking about that, Trevor. I was thinking about Happy. But yeah, thank you, Lon. I love you. I'm stoked for this. Look, there's a saw attachment. Are you kidding me? There's a saw attachment and little tiny micro drill attachments as well. Dude, this is cool. It's cool. I'm not going to be able to fit this all back in here, but it's cool. I'm going to lose a finger. I'm losing a finger on this. I'm losing a finger with this for sure. Electric polishing machine. Electric engraving and polishing tool machine. Yeah. Well, you didn't really get those. Yeah. I got served this on social media so many times. And you know, here's the thing. I'm a fan. Like, I like buying things on social media. I like buying things off of Instagram. Dude, I've been waiting 2 months for a t-shirt to get here. 2 months for a t-shirt to get here. Bought a t-shirt on Instagram. And, you know, they make it so easy. You just clicked right through. It's like, do you want to pay with Google? I was like, yeah. So I just clicked it. It's like, is this where you want to ship it? I'm like, yeah. Purchase complete. I was like, sick. Wow, that was so easy. 2 months later, a t-shirt hasn't shown up yet. 2 months later. 2 months, man. Unbelievable. Ah. Hang on, my shoe's untied. Ah, I recognize this. It runs to the ER. No, I mean, I honestly like pointy things. I like pointy, sharp things. I like it. And I also have a healthy fear of pointy, sharp things. Every time I'm in the kitchen, anytime I'm in the kitchen and I've got the big knife and we're cutting up peppers or, whatever it is we're chopping up, the only thing I'm thinking, if I ever have a knife in my hand, is I don't want to go to the emergency room. I don't want to, because it would be so easy, maybe these are the thoughts you keep in your own head, but I think about if I just turned, accidentally stabbed my arm, accidentally stabbed my wife, I accidentally fall or, slip and cut myself or I'm severely bleeding, that's horrifying to me. horrifying to me. So I'm careful, I'm careful. Now, a motorized little battery-powered saw, on the other hand, watch out. I'm going to be reckless. You see me out doing yard work with my little... It's a huge tree. I'm like... Punked in Jakarta? You have a liquid called Punked in Jakarta. Okay. These are Lady Liberty. I think we see her in the chat. Yeah, you should have a healthy fear of sharp, pointy things. You cut yourself to the bone on your thumb trying to open a baguette? Dude, that sucks. That sucks. And one time when I was a little kid, we had I don't know, we grew up in Tahoe, and, it's just forests. Just forests everywhere. Some of these might have got a little leaky on me there. It was just forest. And so, we were way too young. I think I was like 7 or 8. We got our first Swiss Army knives for birthdays or Christmases or something like that. And as a little kid growing up in the woods, a Swiss Army knife is like the greatest gift that could possibly ever exist. My brother and I would just leave the house, go meandering through the woods, just way outside of our neighborhood, just up into the trees, and just with our Swiss Army knives. And any little thing we ran across, we're like, oh, cut this twig. We'd take our knives. Sometimes we'd like scrape rocks and be like, oh yeah, we really scraped that rock, just whatever. Swiss Army knives, dude. Loved them. Well, one time I was in my backyard scraping something with my Swiss Army knife, and I had it backwards, and I pushed it into a rock, and I just watched the blade fold the wrong direction and go deep into my finger. I mean, deep. And I just watched it happen. I was like, oh, and I just stood there for a second looking at this knife deep into my finger, And I remember feeling no pain. Until I pulled my hand away and air, oxygen got into the wound, and suddenly it was horrific, and I go screaming inside, and, I've got this, I'm bleeding all over the place. It wasn't as bad as I'm making it out to be. I didn't need stitches, but I remember as a kid, that was my first, oh, the sharp part can go into me too. So be careful. Be careful. It happened in slow motion. I remember I was like, I'm just looking at this blade in my finger. It was rough. Okay, here's what we got from Lady Liberty. Punked in Jakarta is the butterscotch pudding, which, hang on, let me get these. Go from top to bottom. Hey, there it is. Look at that. All right. Punked in Jakarta. Nope, don't pay attention to me. Punked in Jakarta. We're in red bottles now. Liquid perfection bottled with pride, all right? Punked in Jakarta is a butterscotch pudding. There is a white chocolate key lime cheesecake. White chocolate key lime cheesecake. There is the plum cream cheese Danish. There is white chocolate peanut butter cheesecake. And there is white chocolate blueberry cheesecake flavor. White chocolate key lime cheesecake, white chocolate peanut butter cheesecake, white chocolate blueberry cheesecake, plum cream cheese Danish, and then punked in Jakarta is the butterscotch pudding. Dude, stoked. Stoked. Thank you. Thank you for these. Should we do a full Lady Liberty random liquid tasting tonight? Should we? I mean, I had some stuff picked out, but I feel like a full Lady Liberty tasting tonight might be Might be in the cards. Might be in the cards, as they say. If I may. We got this. Why does it say hazmat? Hazmat. Surface transportation only. Hazardous materials. I can't even... It's definitely China. It's definitely China. Dude, I've heard only good things about the plum. Only good things about the plum. It should be. King Shu should be just Lady Liberty tasting tonight. Any battery in the box and they say that it's hazmat. They say that it's hazardous material. I haven't seen hazardous material in like battery orders from like, you know, IMR batteries. Oh. Oh. Oh, Oxva. This is Oxva. And, you know, I like the Slim stuff a lot, but we got the new Go Lights. We got the new Go Light, the Slim Go Light. This is clearly marketed to a very specific people. I don't know. I kind of like that pink one. But like the coral and the blue, it looks like, you know, it looks like you're in a Sephora a little bit. Shit, let's open the pink. I'm not even going to open the blue. Let's open the pink. They're claiming, do you see what they're claiming here? One charge will last me 2 days. One charge will last me 2 days use. I don't see how that's real. I don't see how that was real. What's the milliamp hour of this battery? Doesn't say. Slim Go Light, top fill cartridge, user manual. I mean, this would have to be like a 3,000 mAh battery. It just says 1,000 mAh. It just literally just says 1,000 mAh. How can one charge last me 2 days? How can one charge last me 2 days, Oxva? Hi there. I'm your Danny. Yeah, you know, I asked Oxva for more neck slim pods. I said I really need some more neck slim pods. And then all I got was a Slim Go Light. That's okay. You know, that'll get vaped 1.5 trillion times. I love Slims. I love the Slim. You know, you saw me with the Slim Go. The Slim Go is still my favorite. I think my favorite pod. Dude, it just rules. I just love this thing. And this should just work just like it. That's not a button. Why is it flashing blue? What did I do? Well, I'm sure this will work eventually. I assumed I could just throw an Oxva pod in here and it would work because they should be compatible. But it just flashes blue and I don't know why. Great. Great. That's great. Well. All right. Oh, we got an early bird. Dude, we got some early bird. We got some early bird, hot early bird action happening. Hell yeah. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, it just comes with the Slim pods I already have. Just comes with Slim pods I already have. And it should be cross-compatible. Where the shit ass did I just put my damn pod? Oh, it's right here. Now, finally, it suddenly works. Ah, this can only go in one way. Good looking out. I guess I don't understand. Maybe they have some sort of wacky new battery technology. I don't know why that's weirding me out so much. The airflow's weird and different. Here's what I'm used to, you know? Was that Earn gifting subs? Is Earn joining the upper echelon of ballers? Birthdays. Yeah, birthdays. Steve pinned by Steve-O. Birthdays. Yeah. I will do those next. I promise I will do those next. Right after the mail. Yeah. Oh. These are the ones you can eat. Ah. Maybe that's what Marky Boy was talking about. 22 millimeter Sparrow. The Sparrow RS. The Sparrow RS. The Sparrow RS. Oh, shit. And another Harrier N80. What the hell, ass? What the hell? And that's not all I got from Irby Bird. They sent me along out of pure request because in gunmetal. Oh, man. Gunmetal. Hey. You know what they say about beggars? You can't beg and be choosy at the same time. At least I think that's how it goes. Flipside Solo. Flipside Solo, bro. Hey. Hey. Oh, that's wild. Assuming batteries go in there. That's an aluminum battery adapter? Dang. All right. Flipside Solo. Here's fingers crossed that the squonk bottles don't taste like squonk bottles. That would be sick. What is this? What are you? Squonk bottle? Okay. I'm going to open this. It's just going to smell like... Oh, you're weird. You're weird. This looks like a little like... Serenity now. I don't know how this works. Does this not detach? All right. Listen, I'm not going to sit and try to figure this out right now. But does that not detach from there? Metal battery adapter. It's aluminum. It's anodized aluminum. It is. It's a squonk. It's the Flipside Solo. Flipside Solo, yo. Ugh. Pow. And this squonk bottle apparently... Oh, that's the fillet. Oh, I hate this. Okay, so it does fill through there. And that... Is this just the permanent squonk bottle? I can't open this? That's fascinating to me. And it fills up here. That flips open to fill it? Whoa. This is weirding me out. All right. Yeah. That's aluminum. Maybe with a battery in there. Maybe with a battery in there. All right, well, shoot. Now I'm going to have to build a little squonky RDA on Tuesday for this. I can't fiddle with it until Tuesday. That's the rules. I wish I could, but those are the rules, I didn't create them. But, shit. We got the hardest packaging to open ever. Okay. In gunmetal, even. I think that's in gunmetal. If this isn't in a matching gunmetal, I'm going to be... this is... Okay, it's black. That's fine. That's fine. I'm cool with matte black. I'm cool with the matte black. Is this just the non-DNA version? The Early Bird Harrier N80? Is this just a single? Was this? What is the difference here? What am I looking at? Isn't this just a Harrier? It just must not be the DNA 80. Right? That's it? It's the same? It's just a different chip? It's the same, it's just a different chip? Oh, that's delicious. I think it's the same. I think they fucked up and sent me possibly Trevor's setup. 22 millimeter on there looks good. That looks really good. She's really good. It does. It's totally. It gives high-end Pico for days. And I don't know. That's kind of what I love about it. It's kind of what I love about it. All right, Sparrow RS. We'll build you on Tuesday. Harrier. I don't know. We'll try to find put that topper on you, I guess. Dang. Shout out Early Bird. They're doing good shit. They're doing impressive shit. I like their style. I like their branding. I'm stoked for that top side. Flip side squonk. Squank. There it is. Okay. That was not nearly loud enough.
Squonk.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, good. Yeah, they probably just sent it to you. I don't know what. They must have messed up, Trevor. They must have messed up. Now... You don't even know the greatness that awaits us in these packages. You don't even know. Holy shit. Mine was a different color than this. there are some, without giving you the full history of all things GrimmGreen. I spent, and I think I've said this at least a trillion times, maybe more than that, but I spent a huge portion of my life going to church. Not just going to church, but like going to church, Like I believed intensely. I went to summer Bible camps, all throughout high school. And I was steeped in it, man. I was steeped in it. And there were a couple years there while I was being steeped in it where I was only listening to Christian music. Only listening to Christian music. It was like I was in my own little world. It was just me and my Christian friends and the church and Christian music, and that was it. Later in life, I sold off all my Christian CDs, and it's one of the biggest regrets I've ever had, because now I'm going through on eBay and buying back the CDs that I sold, except now they're like 8 times as valuable. So I went through and I bought a couple of CDs. Holy shit. The nostalgia bomb I get just seeing this cannot be measured. Cannot be measured. And it's stuff that I can't find on streaming. This is an artist, Detritus. Has anybody ever heard of this? Anybody ever heard of Detritus? I couldn't imagine that anybody in this chat has ever heard of Detritus. But this was some good ass oh, that's right. It was just a one little leaflet insert. Detritus. Detritus if but for one. Holy shit. I mean, it's such a nostalgia bomb even seeing that. In fact, I think we could listen to Detritus, and I don't think we would get in trouble. Let's try to find it. But here's the thing. I can't add any of these really to the Getting to Know GrimmGreen playlist because they're not on streaming. Oh, yeah, let's listen to this track. Okay, so this is Detritus. It's on YouTube. I found it on YouTube. It's just, I can't find Detritus on CDs from Columbia House are worth nothing now. Yeah. That's predictable. But all my old Christian CDs that I go through and shop for on eBay now are all like 4 times the price that I not even just bought them for, but like sold them for. I was selling some of these for like $4 or $5 at a time. And in hindsight, it just makes me so mad. It just makes me so mad because this was, I don't even know if there's like 1,000 people in the world that know about Detritus. Here, let's listen to this. Listen to this shit. It's not even what you expect. Except, hey, I have to make a timestamp here to cut this out of YouTube. I have to cut this out of the YouTube replay. So maybe we'll just hang on and I'll open the other CD first. Maybe I'll hang on. No. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I kind of want to listen to this song. I want everyone to hear this song. It's not what you expect. It's not what you're expecting. Let's listen to a little bit. I'll cut this out of YouTube. I'll just cut this right out of YouTube. It's going to be a pain in the ass, but I'll do it because you got to better the stream. Detritus. The name of the album is If But For One. This is a song called Masquerade. Just keep listening. Masquerade. This CD like changed my life. There was a thing with going to the bookstores. You'd go to the Christian bookstores and you'd try to find any new bands or new music. And I was always there. Like it was a competition between me and Jim and Chris. We would constantly try to find new bands and new CDs that you could, when you got back home, you called your buddy, called Jim and I'm like, dude, I got this band Detritus. You need to hear it. And then we'd hang out and fucking listen to whatever CDs that I bought. And Jim would do the same thing. And, Chris would do the same thing. Detritus, if but for one, Detritus. But that's just the first CD. It's more metal than Sleep Token. You're absolutely correct. Much more metal than Sleep Token. 1,000% more. In fact, they have one really fun song, The Sailor's Farewell. I'm going to try to, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, Sailor's Farewell. It's like a pirate metal drinking song that my buddy and I, Jim, we loved. This was our favorite song on the whole album. Was a Sailor's Farewell, because it sounds like they're singing like pirates, and they're singing about drinking and putting the ships out to sea. It's great. Maybe I'll play it. I don't want to have to try to, I don't want to have to do too much YouTube editing tonight. But this CD, dude, I can't even, dude. Yeah, this guy, he's like, I'll sell your CDs for you. I'm like, I know you will. Holy shit, this is in good condition. The Detritus CD's messed up. But this looks brand new. I mean, this seriously looks brand freaking new. Yeah, it's the remaster. It's not an original pressing, but, what are you going to do? Okay, this band, we're going to listen to a little bit of this, too. Seventh Angel? Did anybody get into Seventh Angel? Lament for the Weary? Nobody. Dude, K-Man, there are loads of legitimately heavy and good Christian metal bands. I will always be a fan of many Christian metal bands. Yeah, you were more of a Number of the Beast fan? Yeah. That tracks. That's fine. Norma Jean? Yeah, dude. Norma Jean. Super Christian band, Norma Jean was. Yeah, Seventh Angel, dude. Lament for the Weary. So badass. And this was a CD that my buddy Chris. Oh, this is like a freaking expanded, remastered version. This isn't the original one that I remember. Recollections of a Life Once Lived. Holy shit, Seventh Angel. Seventh Angel was one of those bands that, my buddy Chris, he went down to Reno with like his mom and bought the Seventh Angel CD. And I remember we'd just gotten back from like eating out. Like my brother and my dad and I just went to eat dinner at like Sizzler or something, And I get back to my dad's house and Chris calls me and he's like, dude, I got this CD. You need to come over and listen to it. And so I begged my dad to drive me over to Chris Fagan's house so we could sit and listen to the CD, and he wouldn't do it. So we sat and listened to it over the phone. Chris was like, all right, well, you just got to hear this. Made me sit and listen to it over the phone. All right, you know what? You want to hear some Seventh Angel? All right. Again, this is I can't find Seventh Angel streaming anywhere except maybe on YouTube. Peace out, Breeze Tons. Hope to see you later. Here's a... Yeah. Oh, this is a great song. This is a good song. This is the very beginning. Freaking Seventh Angel, Lament for the Weary. This album came out. Yeah, the aim of the Upless album is to promote and spread Christian metal if you like this album. This album came out 1992. 1992. Yeah, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Wasp. Yeah, I didn't listen to any of those. I mean, I listened to Black Sabbath, obviously, back in the day, pre-church, and I listened to Iron Maiden pre-church, and I listened to Wasp pre-church, but none of that survived. None of that survived being saved, you know? None of that. You'd be surprised. Pretty sure I've heard this song a long time ago. Maybe you did. Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. Metal is all tough guy, but Christian is all nice boy. It doesn't work for me, dog. Well, yeah, but, you know, metal is just the sound of it, you know? Metal's just the sound. It doesn't matter what the lyrics are about, you know? And honestly, Ern, you've probably listened to more Christian artists than you realize. I'm just going to say. Seventh Angel, Detritus, two of my favorite metal bands from 1992. How old was I in 1992? 14, you know? Little 14-year-old Nick listening to Seventh Angel in my Discman at school, you know, listening to Seventh Angel and Detritus. And it was so hard to get, like, you know, all I wanted in my life was a Detritus t-shirt. All I wanted in my life was like a Seventh Angel t-shirt. And it was impossible to get any merch or gear from any of these bands. And I remember I used to photocopy album covers and blow them up and print them off at my mom's office so that I could have like a Detritus poster, even though it was just their album cover all pixelated and blown up and stuck on my wall. I still liked it. because it was a detritus poster in my room, and it was impossible to get any of this stuff. So yeah, that's just some Christian metal that I love, that I will continue to love. I love it enough that I bought the CDs. I should have another one coming next week as well. But seriously, go listen to Seventh Angel. Go listen to Detritus. At least go listen to the pirate song, the Detritus Sailor's Farewell. I'll put a link in the description to the Detritus Sailor's Farewell song so you can hear it, and it's great. I was just listening to Toad the Wet Sprocket the other night. Last night, actually, Toad the Wet Sprocket came on. Yeah, Jars of Clay. No, listen, Jars of Clay was like super mainstream. Even like old Christian death metal used to be kind of badass. Pain in the ass editing that out. What I'm going to do, maybe if I have time, I'm just going to put together a playlist, of some high quality Christian metal from back in the day. It's going to be all like pre-95, pre-94, 95 Christian death metal. I think you'll all be surprised. Yeah, and I think that's it. Think we're done with the map. Sing happy birthday. Let's taste a liquid. Let's taste a Lady Liberty liquid. And we're going to sing happy birthday to Metal Morrissey and Steve-O's niece Anna. And then that's it. Yeah, just chilling in the Straya Desert. Just swirly banging blast beats in the Strayan Desert. And then New Mortification is terrible. Because this album came out in 1991, and Steve from Mortification's still doing Mortification. And it's like, it's great that Mortification's still around, but they're real bad. They're real bad now. 9 times out of 10, I always find out Christian bands are Christians like way later. Once upon a time, lyrically, Christian bands used to be really overtly like, professing and faithful and things like this. Very, what you would call preachy. You see a band, you're like, oh, they're so preachy. But, over the years, with some clever wordplay and some this, that, and the other, you can kind of sneak under the radar. You can be like, oh yeah, we're on Tooth and Nail Records, but it's like, is that really a thing? Is that really a thing? JJ, you're on the 13th. That's too far away, JJ. It's only the 2nd. It's only the 2nd. I try to get him closer, like as close as I can to the birthday. As close as I can. Does anyone else have a... Well, there's always that classic one, K-Man. Christians in a band, we're not a Christian band. A lot of bands used to say that. A lot of bands said that. Oh, no, bro. We're not a Christian band. Norma Jean always said that. They have no problem signing to a Christian label and playing Christian festivals, but as soon as they get interviewed by any mainstream publication, they're like, oh, no, we're not really like a Christian band. We're just a band made up of Christians. All right. Well, if there was a band made up of Nazis, but they didn't call themselves a Nazi band, I would call them a Nazi band. So if you're a band made up of Christians, I'm just going to call you a Christian band. That's like you don't get to escape that label. It's not just wordplay. It's like, well, we don't prefer the nomenclature of Christian band. Well, you're a band full of Christians. I'm going to call you that. If there was a band full of professional wrestlers and they're like, well, we're not really like a wrestler band. It's like, yeah, you are. What do you mean? You of course you are. Yeah. Signing to WWE. Well, I'm not really a wrestler. I just signed to WWE and I go out in the ring every week and I do backflips. I'll do backflips. Here's the thing, JJ. You don't even need to remind me next week. I'll write it down right now. Boom. Lost World at JJ. I got you. I got you next week. Burzum sucks. Burzum sucks. Can't stand Burzum. But let's sing happy birthday. Sing happy birthday. It's your cat Vinny? Verbal artist cat Vinny? I got you. Verbal artist cat Vinny. Your brother Aaron and your dog Sophie? Aaron and Sophie? All right. It's a solid ass day to have a birthday on. The 6th, feels strong. Feels like a good day to have a birthday on. Tooth and Nail City of Dis. I don't know exactly what that is. Let's sing happy birthday, though. Yeah, fuck Varg. Burzum sucks. Let's sing happy birthday to the birthday people. And a 1, and a 2, and a please sing with me. Happy birthday to you guys. Happy birthday, more specifically to them. Happy birthday, Metal Morrissey. Also Steve-O's niece, Anna. Also verbal artist, Cat Vinny. And also Aaron and Sophie. Happy birthday to you. You know what to do. Skip around the room. Skip around the room. You know what to do. You skip around the room. Skip around the room. Skip around the room. You know what to do. Skip around the room. Do I need to play it? Are you going to make me? Skip around the... I should keep this in a better location.
Skip around the fucking room. 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 Skip around the fucking room.
It's also my birthday on Monday, but I'm not telling anybody that. I'm just taking the day off.
Skip around the fucking room.
Skip around the... That's courtesy of, I think, SVK. I think SVK Vapes created that. Skip around the room. Skip around the fucking room. Nicely done, everybody. Nicely done. You made Sophie skip... Made Sophie skip around the room. Happy birthday to your cat, verbal artist. Happy birthday to your cat. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the depressing part about birthdays. So we'll just focus on the good parts of birthdays. On Monday, my birthday is Monday. Just as a heads up to my yo-yoys, you're not going to see me, man. We're not Monday streaming. We're not Monday nothingin'. I am disappearing. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Incommunicado. I'm done. I'm a ghost. I'm Casper. I'm in the wind. At least for a few days. And then Tuesday we'll be right back streaming with a fiddle. Right back streaming on Tuesday with a fiddle. Just nothing on Monday. Taking one day off. Philip? Wait, where's Philip? Philip? I don't want to forget Philip. I didn't see Philip. What? I can't see. Oh, Philip. Philip's birthday is Monday. Happy birthday to Philip this time. Happy birthday just to Philip. Happy birthday, Sir Philip. Happy birthday to you. Now you have to skip around the room, Philip. Skip around the room. Skip around the room. You know what to do. Skip around the room, Philip. Skip around the room. Skip around the room. You know what to do.
Skip around the fucking room. Skip around the fucking room. Skip around the fucking room.
I also realized I have not kept up on the activity feed, and I apologize, but Willie Brown and Verbal Artist and GOTC and Ahoff and Tokugawa and Tokugawa and Tokugawa and Tokugawa and Verbal Artist and Tokugawa and Miss Bagpipes and Verbal Artist and Ben and Tokugawa and Miss Bagpipes and Tokugawa and Verbal Artist and Tokugawa and Verbal Artist and Tokugawa and Verbal Artist and Tokugawa and Tokugawa and Enoch and Tokugawa and Verbal Artist and Tokugawa and Tokugawa and Tokugawa and Verbal Artist and Tokugawa and Tokugawa and Verbal Artist and Tokugawa and Verbal Artist and Verbal Artist and Verbal Artist and Verbal Artist and King Shoe, Miss Bagpipes, Dirtle, 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 Ben, Dirtle, Dirtle, Guido, Hotspot Josh, the Unknown Goat, Guido. Thank you for forcing me to hydrate. We're going to hydrate right now with Squid. Race, go. Oh, script. Woo! I love water. Water. That was one of those like life-changing water chugs. I'm going to go bio break. That's just what's going to happen. But I'll bio break while there's some voting going on. We can put all these up. We can put all of these up. Let's do the full Lady Liberty tasting tonight. I love this idea. I had some stuff picked out, but nuts to that. Let's do this. Let's do this. The names are too long. Okay. Some of these are abbreviated. So WC is white chocolate. So that's the white chocolate peanut butter cheesecake, the plum cream cheese Danish, the white chocolate key lime cheesecake, the white chocolate blueberry cheesecake, and the punked in Jakarta. Okay? There's going to be a poll in the chat right now. Let me give you some hot voting action. Please vote now. If you don't vote right now, the voting will close and you won't get to do it. So while you vote, I'm going to go run and bio break real quick. Just sprint and bio break, and I'll try to be back in 3 minutes. Ready? Vote, 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 vote. Plenty of time. I can even re-wick this. Don't look at the wad. How's it going? Oh! Punked in Jakarta really took the lead. Horde. Punked in Jakarta. Ten. 9. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get punked in Jakarta. We're gonna get freaking punked in Jakarta. Boom. Happened. Punked in Jakarta. Is it this one? Wait, is it this one? No, it's this one. Punked in Jakarta. All of you. Smell you later. We're about to get punked in Jakarta. I don't know. What? Did I get punked in Jakarta? I love this name. I love the name of this. Hey, Georgia boy. Bro. Georgia. Hope you're doing good. Same to you. I hope you're doing well, bro. Should have been Pingu. Well, we'll bring Pingu back next week. Pingu, yeah, it's rough times for Pingu. 3 milligrams, 70/30, punched in Jakarta. Punched in Jakarta would be great. Punked in Jakarta. What did you say this flavor profile was, young lady? Where's my note? Nope. Is this it? Nope. Well, I don't know where I put your note, Cassie. Ah, here it is. I found it. It's in my drawer. Butterscotch pudding. Okay, butterscotch pudding. Show me potato salad. I've always had a little bit of like a love-hate with butterscotch. Should have been pucked up. I've always had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with butterscotch. Dude. Okay. I mean, that's wickedly butterscotchy. Wickedly butterscotchy. I always, I don't know. I don't want to say sketchy, because it's not that. It's not sketchy on butterscotches. It's just, yeah, I mean, I guess I can't think of a better way to say that. Sketchy. I've been sketchy on butterscotches. Once upon a time, back in the infancy of vaping, everybody was experimenting with flavors and nobody knew what anybody really wanted, and so there was all sorts of weird flavors, and butterscotch was a flavor that was highly desired but never executed very well. Not executed very well. Oh, thank you, Marky Boy. You know, it's the recoil. It's easy to wick. And Bruce at COV Clouds of Vapor did a butterscotch flavor. Ready for it? Yeah. that was like the Clouds of Vapor Butterscotch was one of the first like hype juices that I could ever remember. Everybody talked about Clouds of Vapor, COV. Oh, COV's butterscotch is insane, bro. There it is. Got it. Nailed it. Here's what we're tooting on tonight. Green Re3 coil. Doesn't quite match that green Regenesis, but green and black, I'll take it. I like a good green-black combo. Pumpkin Jakarta Butterscotch. All the butterscotch flavored I've tried just taste like sweet VG. Same with maple flavors. You know, that maple bourbon, truly and honestly, is a solid ass maple flavor. And the maple cream, what was that? The maple cream bar or something like that? Equally delicious. Yeah, this one. This one. Maple cream bar. Yeah, maple cream bar. Vaping it in that. Delicious. I mean, let's do this as a refresher. Yeah, get out of here. You just set up your Dead Rabbit 2 MTL? Dude! Welcome to the club. Yes. I am a huge fan of that RTA. Huge fan of that RTA. Face Meat says, in my experience, butterscotch doesn't really hit without diacetyl or acetylpropanol. Well, yeah. I remember pre-diacetyl. The pre-diacetyl days. Yeah, have you had this, Frank? Let's give it a try. All right. I think this battery's dildos, so I'm going to change it. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Cheers, one more time. All right, hang on. Let me sit with this. I'll be right back. Here's the thing. Hang on. Be quiet. Here's the thing. I think I had to switch it to a regulated because I just wasn't getting enough power from a mech for a 0.3. And then I discovered that this Fupu Drag 6 only lets me max out the wattage at 40 watts for a 0.3. That's kind of bananas. I should have max power. Yeah, 40 watts. Thankfully, 40 watts for a 0.3 is fine. But damn it, that's kind of a severe limitation of the drag I didn't even think about or realize or use. Anyway, this liquid. I think smart mode stuck on. Mode. There we go. Okay, smart mode. Dude, a perfect Doug. Where would I be without you? All right, so we can at least go to like 46, 50 watts now. Yeah. Crackle a little bit. Yep, good looking out. It was the mode. It's the mode. It was the mode. RBA mode lets me, whatever. Here's the thing. I think this juice might just not be for me. I think that's the conclusion I'm coming to. Maybe I just don't like butterscotch. This tastes like butterscotch? Ish. I'm trying to just choose my words thoughtfully, deliberately. This is gonna be weird. I'm about to say a really weird thing that I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm just gonna say it because it's a weird thing. This is a butterscotch. I mean, I get butterscotch from it. I think maybe I just don't like butterscotch because it's got a weird flavor that I can't untaste. And it was happening on the very end of the toots, I'm like, oh, butterscotch. What's that weird flavor? Oh, butterscotch. Well, what's that weird flavor? Oh, butterscotch. Well, what's that weird flavor? Oh, butterscotch. Well, what's that weird flavor? I mean, it's butterscotch. It's butterscotch. I think I just don't like butterscotch. I think that's what it's coming down to. I think I just don't like butterscotch. It wasn't throaty or anything. I don't feel like I had a lot of cotton break-in. Maybe that's still what's happening right now. Maybe there's still cotton break-in happening right now. Could be a possibility. But it's got a flavor I can't explain on like the exhale of it. On the end of the exhale, yeah, it's a little smoky. Honestly, no one take this personally. The first thing in my head that I thought when I was exhaling this, when I finally exhaled it a few times, I went, oh shit, that tastes like a basketball. And I know that's not a flavor, but for some reason, I can't untaste like a gymnasium or a basketball or something like that. It's violently butterscotch on the inhale. And on the exhale, maybe like I said, maybe it's just not for me. It tastes burnt. Yeah, leatherish. Yeah, leatherish. Leatherish. I would describe it as leatherish, like a basketball or a football or something. But that's, that's me. That's why taste is so subjective, right? Yeah, nobody was expecting me to say this tasted like a basketball. And it's delicious butterscotch until, until the last like 0.2 seconds of the exhale for me. Is it smoked? Is that the smoky I'm getting? Okay. I can kind of see that a little bit more now. Smoky butterscotch, a smoky butterscotch pudding. I could see that. That makes actually a lot more sense in my head. When it just said butterscotch pudding, smoky butterscotch pudding explains a lot. Explains a lot. Basketball, what? You ever never licked a basketball before? You never licked a basketball before? No, it's like, I can't explain it. A basketball, like the way a basketball smells. A gymnasium of sorts. It reminds me of being in like high school gym class, physical education, phys ed class, where, our teacher, Mr. Lundergreen, never had any lessons or any organized anything. He was just like, free time. Every gym class, free time. All right. So I guess I'll just hang out and hold a basketball since I don't have to do anything. And we would just sit there on the bleachers and hold basketballs. And Mr. Lundergreen would just go in his office and chain smoke cigarettes. Great PE teacher. Yeah, it's basketball. It's basketball. Just play dodgeball all year long. We didn't even have organized that. We didn't have organized dodgeball. We had organized badminton one time. And that's when I saw Time Stop. So I don't want to get into that whole story, but I did see Time Stop. Butterscotch. It's butterscotch. It's smoky. And I'm sorry, I get basketball at the very last little thing. That was all good. And then it's like, that little puff at the end. It just gives me basketball. Basket scotch. Yeah. This is very much a more for you type of flavor. It's not going to hit really hard with me. It is butterscotchy, but it's not going to hit super hard with me. Yeah. And maybe I am broken. I think I'm just, someone pointed out to me a while ago. Oya said this to me. It was one of the smartest things I ever heard. He said, "Oh, you just seem to be very in tune with your preferences." I was like, "Yeah, Oya, I am kind of just in tune with my preferences. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. And there's no reason to pretend. It doesn't do me any good to pretend, And you should love it, Doug. Frank loves it too. It's more for you, It's why I don't listen to Sleep Token. It's more for you. Have some Sleep Token. Have some butterscotch. Have some Punked in Jakarta, which is a great name. That's an unbelievable name. Basketball. I know what a basketball tastes like. I have been around basketballs. I've smelled basketballs. I've touched basketballs. I've been hit in the face with a basketball. You ever get hit in the face with gym class of basketball? Someone just says, heads up, and you just, oh God, right off the side of your head. Heads up. There's a red mark on your face the rest of the day. Yeah. That happened to me. It's happened to me a couple times. That's fine. Speaking of Sleep Token, regardless, Lady Liberty, thank you for the flavors. I'm looking forward to trying the rest of them. Thank you for that maple bourbon in 12. We're vaping that. Thank you for the maple bourbon or the maple cream in 3. I'm vaping that. Butterscotch ain't for me. Butterscotch ain't for me. But a lot of things aren't for me that could be for other people, I was kind of hoping a little bit for the plum because I've heard some really good stuff about the plum. We'll put the plum up next week, though. We'll put the plum up next week. My buddy never liked vaping because he said all the juices gave him Pirates of the Caribbean note. I could see that. I've had that note. I've had Pirates of the Caribbean in liquids before. turned out to taste like a butterscotch flavored ashtray. Damn, Neil, that sucks. I used butterscotch with liquid amber in a juice recipe. It turned out to taste like butterscotch flavored ashtray. Horrible, horrible. But even if it tastes that bad, it's still better for you than smoking cigarettes. Even if they made an e-liquid that was just called horrible ashtray and it tasted like a horrible ashtray, it'd still be better than smoking cigarettes. Still. Parlay. Doesn't Keira Knightley stick her chin out all the time when she talks? She talks like this. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Let's start wrapping this up. We're doing amazing on time. Amazing on time. And so that's going to bring us to, my favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. We're going to hear the best that Instagram has to offer us in the form of musical accompaniment. It's time for Instagram bands. That band with a Q, that was Ern's fault. That was Ern's fault. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to play it again. I'm sorry. I know that was a shock, and I'm sorry. But that's it. We're done. We're done. I love you guys. We did it. What a great night. Good times. Good times. Good mail. Good beer. Good liquids. Good vaps. Good bands. What else do you need? Except detritus and Seventh Angel. That's what you need. The Seventh Angel is going to be my cleaning up music. I'm going to throw this CD on while I clean up my office. Seventh Angel and detritus. I can't even, I was 14 years old when I bought this CD. I was probably 19, 20. No, I was older than that. I was probably 24 the last time I saw this CD before I sold it. And now I'm 49 and I'm finally getting it back. Yammering complete. So, hey, thank you guys. I love you guys. For real. Be excellent to each other. Be excellent to yourselves. Thank you for loving the vlog. Thank you for being here. I love the vlog and I love being here. It's the best day of the week. My only heads up for next week is you won't see me Monday at all. I'll just be gone. You won't be able to find me. You won't be able to DM me. You won't be able to, I'm not going to be on Instagram. I'm not going to be on Twitter X. I'm not going to be anywhere on Monday. I'm going to be laying in my bed, having shed time, watching some movies, just living my best life, sleeping until noon, that's going to be great. Thank you, Corporate Jason. I'm glad you guys had fun. I'm glad you had fun, man. I have a great time on Thursdays. Like I always say, I love putting this shit together and doing the damn thing. We got some, watch Starship Troopers? Maybe. I got, birthday movie viewing day is, it's special movies. this is curated movies. I can't just willy-nilly throw Starship Troopers in there. That would throw my whole day off, man. Throw my whole day off. Thank you, Neil. And listen, thank you guys. Appreciate you. I'm going to say goodbye. Adam Guts, appreciate you. Brett, Vate, Marky Boy, Shane, Neil. Listen, you guys rule. Brett, Steve, O, repping the Hellmans. John, appreciate you, bro. Good to see you again. Vate, Joker, J. Logan, Mother Truckin', good night. Have a great evening. Star Wars Indiana Jones. I was thinking about Star Wars. I was considering Star Wars. The Male Escort. Good night. Happy to see you here, sir. The Male Escort. Anyway, I'll be hanging with my yo-yos on the Discord. And in the meantime, dude, I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out. Big love. Be excellent to each other. Be excellent to yourselves. And Yak believes he can fly. So I think we can believe in ourselves at least through the weekend, right? At least through the weekend. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I'll skip around first thing Monday morning. I'll wake up, I'll skip around the room, I'll go back to sleep. That's what's going to happen. So, hey, thank you guys. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Appreciate you. We're We're going to keep the dream alive. Remember, vaping's going to save billions of lives. Billions of lives. And we're gonna help it. We're gonna help it as best we can, you know? So good night, everyone. I love you. Be excellent. It's Yock. Bye.
I believe I could fly. I believe I could touch the sky any time of year. Dun 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 dun. I believe I can fly.